Brian Rose is a former Wall Street banker, technology CFO, and new media entrepreneur. Known worldwide as the founder and host of London Real. Since 2011, Brian has broadcast his conversations with over 500 of the most influential people in the world, from politicians to rock stars to CEOs of billion-dollar companies. People like Tim Ferriss, Gary Vaynerchuk, Jordan Peterson, Jocko Willink, and Ido Portal. Together with these leaders, entrepreneurs, and experts, Brian creates timeless conversations that empower and inspire people to take action and achieve their maximum potential. London Real is now one of the largest new media platforms in the world, with over 250 million viewers and listeners. Brian is also the founder and CEO of the London Real Academy, an online platform for personal development that has graduated over 10,000 students since 2015. The same year, he delivered his seminal TED Talk, Why I Left Millions in Banking to Inspire Millions Online. Brian's mission is to improve the lives of everyday people with the strategies, communities, and the accountability needed for real, lasting transformation, to create a more empowered, collaborative, and conscious world. Please welcome your host, Mr. Brian Rose.
Welcome everyone. Tonight, of course, I'm Brian Rose and we're here at London Real World Headquarters here in London. All of this was built with the whole concept of getting things done. And again, not trying to brag here, but I'm super proud of this medal. A lot of people told me I couldn't do this, and that was at 47 years of age to go from zero to an Ironman finish on a 100% plant-based diet. You probably saw our video series called Iron Mind, but if you don't know it, after this webinar and masterclass is over, watch it. It's on YouTube. But the reason I wanted to bring this out is because it shows that no task is too great that you can't break it down into parts and figure out how to get things done. But it's more than just the details. It's more than just an email. It's a mindset. It's about emotions. It's about relationships. It's about a process. It's about everything. And so tonight, I want to share with you a lot of those things so you can go ahead and beat procrastination, to live a life of passion, to build that business, or really get your life back on track. And I know because I've had my life off track before, and sometimes you need some help. You need some high performance habits. You need a blueprint on how to get it back. And tonight, I'm going to share with this stuff with you, and we're going to be taking action. I'm going to answer your questions. So first, type in yes if this sounds like something you want to do. Go ahead and finish out those goals. Type that in the chat. I'm going to go meet you very, very soon. But tonight, let's talk about what we're really going to break down, because it really comes down to three major parts. I'm going to talk about this concept of affirmations and how you can actually reprogram your mind that will change the future of your life. Next, I'm going to talk about something called GTD, which was introduced to me by a guy named David Allen, and that's the GTD mindset of getting things done. Finally, I'm going to share with you a concept called extreme ownership that I learned from the U.S. Navy SEAL Jocko Willink. It changed my life, and it will change yours tonight. But I wanted to thank you for showing up, so of course I'm going to give you your show up bonus, which is going to be here as a link in the chat. Don't watch it now, but it's Dan Pena's Success Secrets. Dan Pena is a high performance coach, and he shows people how to get things done. I'm going to share with you some of the things he taught with me later. He's called the $50 billion man for a reason. He's allowed people to create wealth. One guy, $19 billion. One guy, $16 billion. I know because my picture is on the wall with all of these people, because Dan Pena put me there, because I mastered these high performance habits. So you're going to watch that later, and welcome for coming. I've also got a special bonus that I'm going to share with you at the end of the class. That's a second bonus. This one has a $1,000 value, and it's something from Philip McKernan. It's called Your Relationship with Money. And a lot of times we sabotage ourselves and we feel weird about bringing money into our life, which is why we can't hold on to money. And at the end, I want to share with you this special bonus, so stay tuned for that. But before we get started, I want you to tell me, who are you? Where are you from? So type in, what city are you from? Are you some of my fellow Yanks in the States? Are you from South America, somewhere here in Europe or Asia or Australia? We have people from all over the globe. We'll have people from 14 or 15 different time zones. So type in the chat right now what city you're from, and type in the goal that you want to accomplish by the end of the year. Because a lot of us came up with New Year's resolutions and the next day they never actually got them done. Maybe you want to lose 20 pounds. Maybe you want to start a new diet practice. I went plant-based the last 10 weeks and I feel great. Maybe you want to run an Ironman. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to form a new relationship, but you haven't got it done yet. Tonight, I'm going to show you how to do all of those things. Tonight, there are 3 parts of this webinar. I'm going to give you actionable information for each part. Before we get started, do me a favor. I want you to shut down all of your distractions. I'm actually going to do it along with you. Take out your mobile phone and flip it on airplane mode. I'm going to do mine right now. So just go on here. I'm going into airplane mode. Do that. I want you to close down all of those web browsers you've got up next to this one. You got Google, you got YouTube, Lord knows what else you've been watching. Just close it down, throw the dog out, tell the wife or the girlfriend or the husband or the boyfriend and the kids that Brian Rose has got your headspace for the next 45 minutes because I'm going to teach you how to do things that'll change your life. So eliminate all of those distractions. But before we get started, let's talk about why are you actually here? You're probably living your life and it's going fairly good. You know, you've got those New Year's resolutions that never came true, but you find that you're just procrastinating all the time. You can't actually do the things that you know are going to help your life. Maybe you're stuck in a really bad relationship. Maybe you want to pull the trigger on a new business. Maybe you just want to live a life of passion. Maybe you want to start a new movement practice or meditate, but you just can't seem to get the momentum and pull the trigger. You know how to do it, but you can't actually do it. And that's why you're here tonight, because I'm going to show you how to take action, build the self-esteem, and really realize your dreams. We're only on this earth for a short amount of time. I just turned 47 last week, and I know I've only got a certain number of years left to do things. Now is the time. Don't wait for success to happen. And if you don't know much about me, my name's Brian Rose, and I've been hosting London Real for almost 7 years. I've had high-performance people come into my studio here in London every single week, and I broadcast that out for free to you on YouTube and iTunes. I've had conversations with 500 of the most incredible people in the world, from billionaires to Navy SEALs to movie stars to professional fighters, rock stars, activists, you name it. But it wasn't always like that. I used to be a banker in the city of London, and I was making millions, but I was so depressed. I was borderline alcoholic. I had no friends, and I knew I needed a change. And so I started London Real and started having these conversations with people. But after about 3 years, I got stuck. And I might be where you are today. I couldn't turn this into a business. I couldn't get my life out from under the ground. I was still not making very good friends. My relationships hadn't formed. And it wasn't until the London Real guests started coming in my studio that I started learning these high performance habits. And first I learned about affirmations, and then I learned about getting things done, and then I learned about extreme ownership. And once I started stringing these high performance habits together, I started getting a critical mass where the sum was greater than the parts. And I looked in the mirror one day and I'm like, wow, you're crushing it. You actually are a high performance person. Your business is going well. You know, you just got into a relationship and you're having children. You're building an amazing business, and all of these great things are happening. And so I started coming home at the end of the day to Mariana, and she saw a man that was actually happy. And I had 2 brand new boys that I never actually thought I'd bring into this world. And it's because I figured out a way to get things done. Because if you don't get things done, you don't feel good about yourself and you don't achieve your dreams. So this isn't just about building a business or getting an exercise routine. It's actually about becoming a happy and fulfilled person. And my 2 boys, Caden and Damon, would not exist if it wasn't for these practices. So this means so much to me. And I can't wait tonight to share you on some of the things that'll help you get to the next level. And I use these very things to get me ready for this Ironman race, which was something that I had people told me I couldn't do. But I actually managed to get all of it done, 100% plant-based diet, train. I had to learn how to swim, how to cycle, how to run. I trained every single day for 80 days, sometimes twice a day. My body broke down. I had to change my nutrition, but I pushed through and got to the finish line, all because of these techniques. And I want to share that with you tonight. Before I go and check in with Mr. Bales, our head of strategy, make sure you type in what city you're from. Before we do that, I want to do something with you. I want you to close your eyes and bear with me. I'm originally from California, so I'm a little weird. But close your eyes for me because I want to visualize your new future. All right, so close your eyes. Trust me, I can actually see you with the new Google technology. So close those eyes, you know, and I want you to visualize a future for you. Now, this could be in 6 weeks, this could be in 3 months or in 6 months, but I want you to visualize this perfect day that you've now constructed in your life. And it goes a little something like this. You wake up in the morning fully refreshed for a beautiful night of sleep. You wake up, you jump out of bed, your body feels great. Your joints feel strong, your body feels really strong. You go to the mirror to brush your teeth and you look at yourself naked in the mirror and you're like, wow, look at me. I'm the fittest I've ever been in my life. I feel strong. I'm 30-something, 40-something, 50-something, 60-something. I look amazing. I feel strong. This is just incredible. You go downstairs and you're in touch with people that you love. It could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife, maybe kids. You're just surrounded by wonderful relationships that support you in what they do, and they're proud of you. They don't look at you like, when are you going to get your shizzle together? They're like, wow, look at you, Dad. Look at you, Mom. Look at you. You're just doing amazing things. You leave the home and you go into your work. Maybe that means a laptop on the beach. Maybe it means a new company you started. Maybe it means your current company, but you're crushing it at the role. And you check your emails and your colleagues and they're like, wow, amazing thing you did. That new product is making people happy. That new piece of media is crushing it. That new book you wrote, it's changing people's lives. And you're like, wow, this is amazing. You take a break at lunch, you go off and train, and you do your movement routine. You practice yoga, you meditate, you do your burpees. Whatever you do, you're like, wow, I feel so good. I'm connected to my body and I'm strong and fit. Incredible. You're recharged with energy. After that, you go and you eat a beautiful, clean, healthy meal. You walk by McDonald's. You walk by KFC. You walk by all those chocolates and sweets and nonsense and garbage you used to eat, and you say, no thanks. That's what the old me did. The new me eats really good, nutritious food, and you feel even better. And that afternoon, you go and see some people that you have new, amazing relationships with, maybe a mentor or really high-performing friends. People that you couldn't believe would be your friends today. Now you're hanging out with these high-performance people in the future. And you can open your eyes now, but that is a day that can be yours if you take the action now. I used to be the other guy. Now that is my morning every day. I spring out of bed. I feel great. I'm proud of my choices. I look great in the mirror. I go downstairs. I've got beautiful energy around me. My sons, my daughter, my wife, Mariana. I come to work and I'm doing incredible things with the world. People thank me for the value I add. I go do my movement practice. I'm breakdancing like a teenager. I come back and I have a beautiful, healthy vegan meal. I feel great afterwards and I go on with more energy to crush the day. That's the life I want to give to you, and it starts with getting things done. So let's do that tonight. Pay attention, take action, remove all those distractions, and let's check in with Mr. Julian Bales, our head of strategy, who's over here monitoring the chat. He's listening to all your comments. Mr. Bales, here we are again, another masterclass.
Here we are. Fantastic to be back.
Right? Mm-hmm. I love teaching this class because it's not business, it's not broadcasting, it's not public speaking. These are the life habits that can actually have a knock-on effect into your business, into your public speaking, into your book deal, all that stuff. But in my opinion, these are the basics that everyone needs.
Yeah, this is the foundation layer, right? Without this, all that other stuff doesn't happen.
Yeah, I totally agree. This is the one thing I want people to adopt in their lives, because once you get it right, you're like one of those people that walks into the room and lights up the room. You're like, what's going on with them? These people have all of these things done, their core values. So I'm pumped tonight. You're going to have to tell me what this gong is about at some point. But first, tell me, where are these people from and what are some of the goals that people want to crush for this year?
Well, it's a truly international crowd again, Mr. Rose. We have Peter from the Netherlands.
Yes.
Another Peter in Canada. Reginaldo in Londrina, Brazil.
Brazil, awesome. Bom dia.
Brian in Texas.
Okay, good.
Dennis in Lima, Peru. Anthony in your hometown, San Diego. George in Miami Beach, so a lot of Americans here tonight. Paul here in London. Miles a little bit further north in Birmingham. Philippe in Barcelona. And Justice in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Wow, South Africa. I love Barcelona. What a great city. I was walking around London yesterday and it felt like Barcelona weather. You know, I love this international crowd, but this is not a surprise for us because we usually have people in about 14 different time zones. And on all of our accelerator courses in the academy, we usually have 30, 40, or 50 countries represented. It's what makes us strong, because we have all of these ideas from all of these things around the world that makes our businesses strong, our life practices strong. So I'm pumped that these people are here. What are some of the goals that people want to crush? I'm always curious if it's a business goal, a relationship goal, or maybe it's just a fitness goal. What are people wanting to do this year?
Real mix. Just on that fitness one, Dennis says, I want to achieve my goals in my work and lose 10 kilograms.
Okay, good. 10 kilograms. You know, it's funny that when you start adopting some of these practices, the mind begins and then the body follows. I remember one of my guests said, Brian, the body is a lagging indicator of where the mind is. It's an interesting thing. Sometimes if you see people that are struggling with their body, it's because something hasn't clicked upstairs. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Costa in Israel says his big goal is to quit his job and start his own.
Okay, love it. I mean, starting your own business is a way to take ownership of your life and just pump out value to the world. You know, there's something coming back to us at London Real when it comes to karma. We pump out so much value that things just weirdly happen to us in a good way, and I think that's because of what you're doing. So love that idea. We'll be talking about that later.
Marina in Serbia says she is looking to find purpose in life.
Okay, good. Look, purpose in life is a tricky one, but it's one of the core important values that you need to figure out. I think if you align yourself with what we're going to be talking about tonight, those things start coming into your life. Purpose is crucial.
Carly in Johannesburg says to kick ass generally, get that dream body and get those impressive marks.
Okay, good. I love that. I love it a lot. You know, we've got Guy right now in our Business Accelerator. He's from Joburg. I love our entire South African audience there in Cape Town, Joburg, all that stuff. So you got a couple more names for me?
Yeah, let's go one more. We've
Okay.
got Louise says, I want to get in shape, put negative history behind me, work out and figure out what job career I want to get into.
I love this negative history behind you. You know, I'm a big fan that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That includes your relationships. Later, I'll be showing you how you can go a bit deeper on those relationships that are important to you and to remove the ones that are holding you back. Let's be honest, you have to get rid of that negative energy if you want to do great things. Now, I got to know, what is this gong all about? What's happening here? Is dinner going to be served soon?
No, that is our gong we hit when anyone joins one of the accelerators here at London Real.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe we'll be hitting that a bit later. We hit it a couple times earlier today already.
Okay, good. So yeah, Julian's referring to our Life Accelerator program. It's for people that want to go in there. It's like a boot camp and a blueprint and really make changes in their life. We might hear that thing gonging later. I'm going to get started with some actionable information. Sound good?
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. Like I said tonight, we've got 3 major parts of this masterclass, and I'm going to hit them fast and I'm going to hit them hard. I need your maximum participation. I'm going to be spending time with the people in the chat and trying to work through some of your issues. I've got my Iron Man here, medal here, just in case I need it. But let's talk about the first one, and that is this entire concept of affirmations. Now, what's an affirmation, Brian? Well, first let me tell you who taught me this, and that is Mr. Dan Pena. Dan is known as the $50 billion man. He's a high-performance coach with his own castle in Scotland. I've had 3 episodes on London Real with him. We made a movie about him called The $50 Billion Man. Dan turned $820 into $450 million with his own oil company in a declining market. He has basically generated $50 billion in wealth from his students, and I became part of his wall of fame last year, and now I'm up there at his castle with billionaires because of the impact I've made on the world. And Dan taught me something fascinating when I was at his castle, and he taught me this concept of affirmations and exactly how to do them well. Now, affirmations are kind of interesting because they, on the surface, don't seem like they're going to be very effective. You're just repeating things back to yourself. But what I've learned is that the brain is a very pliable instrument, and confidence can actually be engineered in your own software. That's something you actually don't need results to do. The problem is most of you constantly give yourself negative self-talk. And type yes here in the chat if at any time in the last, say, month you've given yourself some negative self-talk. But we do it all the time. Somebody drives by in a Ferrari and you think, oh, I could never have a car like that. Someone walks by with a beautiful man or a beautiful woman and you think, oh, that'll never be me. Your boss does something great at work and you think, oh, that can't be me. Someone with a better body, with a better income, with a better jokes at a party, with a better this or a better that. We're constantly engaging in negative self-talk and it brings us down. It makes us play small and it makes us procrastinate because we don't think we're good enough. This is really powerful, folks. And in order to stop the negative self-talk, you have to kickstart it with positive self-talk. And this is what Dan Pena taught me how to do, and I use these same techniques on the Ironman race to cross the finish line at 47 years old, ahead of a lot of 25-year-olds on the day that just couldn't get across the line because they didn't believe they could get there. And so I want to share with you how all of this relates to the Ironman race. And this is the way an affirmation works. I want you to take one of your goals, something that you want to happen in the future. And for someone there, it was to have a body that they're proud of. For someone else, it was to start a business. For someone else, it was to get rid of those bad relationships and have only positive people in their life. You want to take that goal and talk about it as if it's true today, and say it as if it's true today. For example, I am the CEO of $1 million business that does X, Y, Z. That is an affirmation. You wake up every day and you say it, even though you haven't created the business yet. Another example, an affirmation for a relationship would be to say, I am so proud of the beautiful wife that I have, who supports me, who raises a family, who constantly gives me positive feedback, and who makes my life worth living. You say that every single day as if it was true. Again, you say, I'm proud of being 160 pounds of lean muscle, a body that's functional, so one that looks amazing in the mirror and will take me through life on this incredible adventure. That is another example of an affirmation, which is something that's true today that you wish it was true in the future. And you can use this for money, for business, you can use this for your diet, you can use this for weight loss, you can use this for anything in your life. And it's extremely powerful. And I want to share you a story of when I used an affirmation. And it's something that's very personal, so I'm going to tell you about it. About 3 years ago, I was trying to have children for the first time in my life. I was 44 years old. And Mariana was in her early 30s. And to be honest with you, I thought it was going to take me a week to have children, right? I had resisted having kids my whole life. And yet, it was taking us 6 months. It was taking us a year. And Mariana was getting more and more upset. She was getting depressed. We were having miscarriages, which are really hard, really difficult, really painful to deal with. And I'll be honest, she was probably losing some faith that this was going to happen. And yet, I had something that I knew was going to get us through that tough situation. What was it? It was an affirmation. And I said it every single day. I said, I am proud of the brand new baby that Mariana and I have brought into the world. He brings us joy, he brings us pride, and he's going to be my entire future. And I said that every single day. And that affirmation allowed me to visualize that future. And so what it meant is that every day I got up knowing that it was going to happen. And so those days when I came home and Mariana looked at me like, I don't know if we should keep doing this. I don't want to see another doctor. In my mind, we had already done it. And I was like, no, 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 it's going to happen because I'm saying it as an affirmation every day. And lo and behold, 15 months later, she was pregnant and I delivered that beautiful boy, Caden, in the hospital. He just turned 2 years old on Friday. We took him to the safari park. He's a crazy, crazy kid. But I believe without that affirmation, it's very possible we would have quit. And so that shows you the power of changing your mindset into one that's extremely affirmative and positive every single day. So I want you to think about doing that same thing with your goal. So take that goal about having that new body, about building that business, about having that relationship, about writing that book, giving that TED Talk, and say it as if it's true today. And I want you to type this out in the chat right now and say, I am proud of my TED Talk that currently has over 1 million views. You would say that without even giving the TED Talk. Maybe you name it. I am proud of my New York Times best-selling book because it gives me leads and allows me to create my multi-million-dollar business. I am proud of that boyfriend in my life that inspires me, that encourages me, that allows me to be the best me. I'm proud of being a lean, mean, 150-pound machine that allows me to I want you to type that in right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to be repeating that every morning for the next year. And just to give you a little taste, I'm going to tell you the affirmations that I set out this morning. Because here's my iPhone here, and you can probably see me on the close-up. I have my affirmations, and look at them. I've got about 24 affirmations. Each one for one of the goals I have in my life, right? Guess what one of the affirmations I had that I wrote down 3 months ago? Well, first of all, let me read them from the top, all right? So these are some of my affirmations. And by the way, I apologize for the language, but I do this every morning when I wake up out of bed as I walk to the tube in the morning. I say them out loud on the street, when I walk by grandmothers, when I walk by builders that look at me strange, but I don't care because it's true. Why would I care if I say something that's true? It's like saying 2 + 2 is 4. I live in London. It's true, so why wouldn't I say it loud? So this is what I say. Here are some of my affirmations. I am a high-value, extremely motivated executive who makes big, bold, motherfucking decisive corporate moves. I am massively pitching, big thinking, bold moving, big balls die tomorrow, going for it. We will win, simple. London Real is the greatest new media and transformation company on the planet. We are constantly pitching, shooting, editing, and promoting the greatest films in the world because we put passion, excitement, and learning into everything we produce. London Real touches millions of people's lives every single day, and I take that responsibility seriously. I keep going. I keep going. I'm here on this earth to teach and execute our powerful message of love, achievement, and accountability to change the lives of others. My metric is the number of people I have changed in a positive way. Here's my recent one. I am an Ironman finisher. Do you see that, folks? I am an Ironman finisher. I wrote this 3 months ago before the race, but I knew I was going to finish. And every day I said, I'm an Ironman finisher. What does a finisher behave like? Does he skip workouts? No. Does he cheat on his diet? No. Does he party at night? No. I'm a finisher, which means it affects the way I behave every single day. That's why these affirmations are so powerful. And that's why I say them to them every day. I'm getting pumped up doing it right now, right? I'm excited. London Real has 10 million subscribers and 1 billion views. Do we right now? No. But I don't know that. I say it every day as if it's true. So I act as if. I come in every day and I make those things happen. This is the power of affirmations. I am proud of the 100,000 members of the London Real Academy. Do we have 100,000 members yet? Not yet, but we do. This always gets me moving forward. I can't overestimate the power of these. Most of my high-performance guests say affirmations every day, and now you will too. So I want you to go ahead, take that goal of yours, could be big and bodacious, could be crazy, and say it as if it's true today. I don't want you to say, I look forward to being the CEO of my own company. I am the CEO of my own $1 million business that does X, Y, Z. I have a lean, mean, chiseled body that allows me to do any sport, to take my shirt off wherever I want, blah, 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 blah. This is what I'm talking about. So type that in right now, and while you're typing it in, I want you to watch this short clip of Dan Pena, the $50 billion man, talking about the power of these affirmations. You mentioned affirmations there. It's one of the main things I learned at this seminar, and I actually read my affirmations out loud as I walk down the sidewalk to the tube every morning. And when people walk by me, I try to force myself to say them louder. You like that one?
Yeah.
And just because, so I get it out, and I'm proud of them, and I just manifest them. And if people want to hear me, well, I don't really care, because it helps me just be into those.
Yeah.
Your affirmations, you still say them in the morning?
I say them every night. No, okay, I don't say them in the morning.
Okay.
I used to say them morning when I first got up. During that same time period that I'm just talking about, the 3, 4, 5 minutes, although it takes me long because I have 19 affirmations. But I say them before I go to bed with my prayers. I still say my prayers every night. At 70, I don't know how unusual that is. And I'm not a priest, or, you know, God forbid. But I mean, I say my prayers and I say my affirmations. And
you have an affirmation for every goal?
No, I have, actually I have more affirmations than I have goals, because I have 3 kids. So I have 1 goal and 3 affirmations for that 1 goal, because it's for 3 different kids. And now I have a granddaughter. So I've added a 4th affirmation off of the 1 goal. So I have about 7 or 8 more affirmations than I have goals.
Can you give us an example of what one might be?
I'm excited every day, enhancing Sally Hall, the love of my life, my wife, be all she can be, and her engaging in something that scares her every day. And as a chartered accountant with multiple degrees, she's risk averse.
Right.
She can look at the numbers and say, there's only an 8% probability that's going to happen. Forget that 8% shit. Pretend it's 80. She'll look, but Dan, I know it's 8. I can't block that out. So that's one of my goals. I'm excited, thrilled that I'm pushing my mentees towards the goal line every day, beyond their comfort zones. And I got a bunch of them. I've got a bunch of kids, you know.
Love listening to Dan Pena. It's great stuff, and I practice this stuff every single day. Let's go check out some of your affirmations. I'm really curious, Julian, if people are understanding this concept. You know, this is a hard one for people, and also I think people really underestimate the power of these things. You know, the brain, it's such a pliable instrument. We usually fill it with negative self-talk. Even when watching movies and commercials, our subconscious is kind of always talking us down. We got to build ourselves back up. What are some of the people saying here?
People definitely getting this concept. It's a really active crowd tonight. Let's start with Milan. He says, I am proud of my life, full of meaning, wealth, and happiness, with a career in nutrition, healthy, a loving wife, with an amazing group of high-performance friends.
I mean, that's money in the bank right there, Milan. You got that. Imagine saying that every single day. And imagine the way you stand up tall. If you say that every day, you'll start acting as if you're that person. You'll make those choices. When you go to make a bad decision about your business or your health, or just, you know, slacking one day, you'll think, wait a second, that's not this guy. You kind of build yourself an image in the beginning of the day, and then you fulfill it as you go on. So I love that. I really love it. Great one.
Eric says, I'm proud of my 80 kilogram, 12% body fat body, including his six-pack.
Okay, I love it. Look, that's straight up, straight out. So you know I'm saying that I'm proud of it every single day. If you're proud of that, that means that you're going to the gym, that you're making the right diet choices, and you're doing all of those things correctly. So I love it, and just say it until it happens. Maybe you're 90 kgs now. Just say it until it happens, and these things just materialize. That's the weirdest thing. It happened with my two boys, you know? I just kept saying it every day, and then all of a sudden I looked at my affirmation one day, and I was like, oh, he's born. And I just changed it to a new affirmation. It's that simple.
Kizzy says, I am proud of my new children's book that allows me to contribute to the love of reading in childhood.
Love it. Give it a name. So just name it out and tell me it's a New York Times bestseller, that it's being read in it's being translated in 14 languages around the world. That is even better. I want you to really see it. You're so proud of that book, and you can see how it's affecting other people, and it'll make it happen so fast if you just say it's a reality every day. Because your subconscious will be thinking, okay, well, what's wrong here? Oh, yeah, I'm getting this done. So that's great.
Elliot says, I'm overjoyed and humbled to be the author of a life lessons book that helps millions of people around the world to learn more about themselves and humanity.
Okay, I really like that one a lot. And I love the adjectives. And let me say something about those adjectives, and that's actually something I learned from Dan Pena. If there is something that you're scared of doing, that you're not confident in doing, for me back in the day, it was investing capital in London Real. Right? I've told this story a few times. I was the one-man show, and I was trying to save on expenses because I didn't have a job anymore, but it meant I wasn't growing the company. And so I was nervous, and I knew I was nervous. So I said instead that I am excited and comfortable to invest capital to grow the brand of London Real. It's still one of my affirmations. I used to hate social situations. I used to go there and just want to leave right away and feel that nobody wanted me there. And I would say, I'm excited to go out there and be social because everyone there wants me to be there, and they're going to welcome me in the room. Always go for those things you don't like and front load them with great adjectives like that. So I love that one.
Gus says, I am proud of my TEDx talk on going from zero to hero.
Okay, I love it. Tell me how many views it is, and tell me the opportunities it opened up to you, and give it a name. So from zero to hero, colon, blah, 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 blah. The more specific you can be with an affirmation, the better chance it has of coming true, because you can start making those decisions. That's why with London Real, it's 10 million subscribers and 1 billion views. If you're the CEO, it's of $1 million company. Anybody can start a company, but the CEO of $1 million company behaves differently, right? You dress up in the morning, you get up early, it starts affecting everything in your life. So be specific, and you're right on the right track there.
Got two here from Robert. He says, I am proud of my fulfilling and prosperous career that I wake up every single day, and I positively affect hundreds of lives a day with the work I do.
Oh,
his second
yeah,
one,
like it. Okay,
I am a high-level rugby player. I will not back down on the pitch, and I will always move forward to victory.
Yeah, cool. I like that second one too. So the first one, let's put some specifics on there. What type of business is it? How many employees? What kind of revenues? That will really help. You know, I'm proud of my software company, a multi-million-dollar software company with 10 employees that delivers satisfied customers in the greater London area. Bam. The rugby one, I like that, right? So put some metrics around it. Like I am a high performance rugby player who tackles like a professional, who leaves it all on the pitch, who could be recruited now onto a professional playing field. That's the way I behave in all aspects of my rugby. I train like a professional, I eat like a professional, I sleep like a professional, and I go after it like a professional. That is scary, right? I don't want to go play against you because you're going to be going out there every single time. Visualize that every single time as if you're in a game, and you're going to take your life to the next level. So love that.
Time for one more?
Yeah, one more. Go ahead.
DN says, I'm proud of owning my decisions, always learning from mistakes and pivoting towards success.
Okay, good. I like that too. And you heard some of my affirmations. Like, I don't always have ones that are specifically goal-oriented. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, I embody extreme ownership, which I'm going to talk about in part 3. I say that every morning, right? I lead up and down the chain of command. I constantly over-communicate my plans to the team. These are things I didn't do in the past, and now I'm going to make sure I do them every day. So I like that too. You should have a laundry list of these things. You're going to say them out loud. Inside our accelerator in week 2, we all go and say them outside in front of other people, and it really gets people fired up and gets them making real change. So try that exercise tomorrow with these affirmations and start making a list of them for every single goal in your life. Your business goals, your creation goals, your relationship goals, your health, your wealth, everything. And that's how we do it. All right, number 2. I'm going to keep going here.
Let's go.
Okay, I promised you 3 actionable items tonight. Number 2 is this. It's called GTD, and it's brought to you by a man named David Allen. David Allen is an incredible guy. He was actually my first guest in this brand new studio. He is a productivity consultant, and he is the author of the book called GTD, which stands for Getting Things Done. He's an expert on beating procrastination. Type yes in the chat if you've ever suffered from procrastination. Type no if you're a liar, all right? Because we've all been there. Procrastination stems from a lack of self-esteem. If you're saying affirmations every morning and you believe that you're a big badass, you will not suffer from procrastination, especially if you have these techniques. And I want to break down 3 techniques that you can use to break procrastination. All high performers have some version of this. Let me go to the board right here and show you how, because I love to get this board out and teach you a little bit. I'm going to talk about 3 techniques that I use to GTD. Now, first of all, let's get the GTD up, all right? Now, this stands for Getting Things Done. Now, I posted this medal up earlier. I'm sure maybe we can get a close of this thing. This is the Ironman medal that they give you when you finish the race. It took me 5 hours, 51 minutes, and 54 seconds to get that. It was a 90-degree heat. I felt like I was going to throw up the last 2 hours and 13 minutes when I ran a half marathon. After I cycled 56 miles for 3 hours, after I swam in the Tennessee River for 2 kilometers in the open water with people punching me in the face and kicking me in the ribs. That I got done, and it's all because I knew how to get things done. And let's talk about how we do that. Today I'm going to talk about 3 different ways that you are going to GTD and get things like this Ironman medal, businesses, relationships, anything you need. That's what I'm talking about. The first thing I want to capture and talk about is what I call idea capture, all right? IC. This is an incredible, important part about getting things done. And let me show you how I use the concept of idea capture. What is that, Brian? What is idea capture? I'm going to explain to you exactly what it is. Idea capture is the very first process of getting things done. Let me talk to you specifically how I used idea capture for the Ironman. I got challenged to run the Ironman race by John Joseph on the Brooklyn Bridge in New York City. Again, you can go to YouTube later and watch the videos about it. I accepted and said, yes, I'm going to do it. Right away, I had so many things I had to do. I had to learn how to swim. I had to learn how to run. I had to learn how to cycle. I had to buy a cycle. I had to figure out how to start eating a plant-based diet. I had to do all of these things. What did I do to start all of these processes? The first of them was go on a 100% plant-based diet. The first thing I did was had to capture that idea. Okay, I got to start cooking and get rid of meat in my life. I've got to buy a high-performance bike. I have to get a swim coach. I have to book my tickets to fly to Tennessee for the thing. This is called idea capture. So many of us have ideas all the time. And David Allen taught me one time that brain is an incredible instrument for coming up with ideas. It's a horrible instrument for remembering them, right? How many of you have ever had a great idea at 3 in the morning? You think, oh my gosh, I've got to go get cat food. Oh my gosh, I've got to do that thing at work. It's horrible at recording those ideas. And that's why I use something called idea capture, and it's this simple. All of you at all time need to carry around a notebook or a digital device, I use my iPhone, that you can use to capture ideas. At any point in time, when anyone's talking or you're thinking of something and you come up with an idea that's going to help your life go forward, that's going to help your business, that's going to help you get 80 kilograms and shredded, type it into your phone. You can use notes. You can use Evernote. I actually write myself an email. That's Brian Rose's technique. So I'll actually go here to my email. I type in my email address, and I'll type in book next Ironman, right? And that's idea capture. It's just that simple, and I send it to myself. That way I have a recorded record of it. You could use it as a note. You could use it as an audible message. That is idea capture. It sounds simple. Most people don't do it. You know what you do right now? Oh yeah, let me remember that. Yeah, okay, I'll remember it later. Nothing happens. I meet people all the time that have no idea capture methodology in their GTD framework. Get one now. When I interviewed David Allen, he pulled out a beautiful leather notebook during the thing, and he said, Brian, these are the ideas I captured today. He said, I saw wine at the wine shop. Buy the wine. Second thing, start third book. I just had an idea for it. Third thing, buy present for my wife on the way back on the airport. Idea capture. That is crucial. But that's not enough. So that's why we have our second step, which is called NA. Okay? This stands for next action. So important. How many times do we get an idea like, oh, I'm going to write a book. Yeah, that's a great idea. Let me idea capture that. What happens? Nothing happens. Because for every idea you capture, you now must take that idea in your phone and take a next action step. So, say I had the idea that I've got to eliminate meat from my diet. Great idea. I type it in. Next action step. Go home to your refrigerator and throw out all meat, dairy, and eggs. That could be next action step. Next action step. Buy 5 vegan cookbooks, which is what I did. Next action step. Sit down, Mariana, and say, baby, please, please, please cook me only vegetables for the next 8 weeks, right? These are next action steps. And guess what? Next action steps have 2 types. The first one, and this is what I call, okay, the next action step have 2 things. And this is based on what I call the 2-minute rule, okay? And this is crucial. The 2-minute rule is this, is when you look at your idea capture and look at the ideas you captured, if you can do it in 2 minutes or less, you execute on it now, right now. I got to get a gym membership. Can I do that in 2 minutes? Yes. Go on the web, search local gym, send them an email. I want to sign up. When can you get me in? Done. Right? Get all the meat and dairy out of my house. I think I could do that in 2 minutes. Bam, 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 bam. Done. Write a book. I can't do that in 2 minutes. So if I can't do it in 2 minutes, then I go to the next action step, which is make an outline of my book. That I can do in 2 minutes. Call up someone and have a meeting with them about my book. That I can do in 2 minutes. Every next action step is broken down to that. The 2-minute rule. Do it now or do something to start that process going forward. All right? Does that make sense? So that's what I did with all of my Ironman next action steps. I need a bike? Cool. I went online right away. I found Bespoke Cycling here in London. I booked an appointment to go and see them. Done. I needed a swim coach. I went online. I sent 4 emails to a swim coach. Done. That's how I did everything leading up to my Ironman. And the last concept is this, and this one a lot of people forget to do, and this is crucial. And this is something David taught me called the Week in Review, the WIR. Now, what is the Week in Review? Okay, we've done our idea capture. All the time we're capturing ideas. Bam, yes, I get it, I get it. Ideas happen at the weirdest time. I'm breakdancing sometimes and I get an idea. I pull out my phone, capture that idea. Most of your ideas come when you're not trying to think of an idea. So we've got that down on a mobile device. Then, when I come back to that, whenever I sit down, I look at my ideas and I say, okay, next action step, 2-minute rule, do it right now. Not, okay, take some action to go ahead and keep it moving forward. But what happens? Every single week, I do mine on a Sunday, I do the Week in Review. And I look at all of my different action items. I look at all of the things that I have here, all of the different things that I didn't get done in 2 minutes, and I now have all of these different action items. And every single week, I have my Week in Review. And I look at each one, and I try to make sure that it stays on course. So for a while, I didn't get a bike for like 3 weeks. Well, what happens if I forget about that? I never have a bike for my Ironman race. I get back to it. Has Mariana started cooking vegan? Otherwise, I'm doing takeaway every night. Let me go back and make sure that's happening. It's a way of going back on all of your GTD things and doing a weekend review and re-engaging and taking action. And those are the 3 steps that I want you to start right now. So take that goal that you have. You've done that idea capture. Next, I want you to tell me the next action step for your goal. What is it right now? I want you to type in the chat. What's the next action step? Is it a 2-minute rule? Is it not? What do you have to do now to start that thing rolling? And then I want you to set aside a time for your weekend review. For me, it's Sunday afternoon. I go through and I look at all of my different actions and I make sure that they're all fresh. And I want to share a quick video for you right now. And this is a video of all of my gear the night before my Ironman race. And if you can imagine, I've got 3 events to go through. I've got nutrition gels. I'm looking at this thing right now. I've got special shoes for running. I've got special shoes for biking. I've got a hat from the heats. I've got a helmet. I've got a number that I've got to wear. I've got a wetsuit I have to wear. I have to have goggles. If I forget any single one of these items, I DNF the race, did not finish. And everyone says, Brian, you suck. So I had to go through a GTD, a weekend review, and a next action step for every single one of these items. I did idea capture, but because I followed this system, I was able to cross the finish line. I could not have done it without the GTD process. And that's why I want you to do this now. So type in that chat right now what your next action step is for your GTD process. And I want to share with you a short video of David Allen talking to me about procrastination. Right, because we've all had that thing on the to-do list that's now old and colored with coffee stains, and it's that one that we just almost don't even look at, and we work around it, right? And
well, it's the people who procrastinate the most, and you probably got a question about procrastination in there. The people who procrastinate the most are the most sensitive, creative, and intelligent people. Right.
Right.
I guess so, right? And so, why? Because it's the creative, sensitive, intelligent folks who glance at something and in a quarter of a second generate incredible phantoms of negative future scenarios of the thing not being done totally perfectly and all the negative consequences if it's not. They just freak out, right? If they just dumb themselves down, you know, and actually a way to intelligently dumb things down is figure out what's the very next action on this. That's all you really need to decide. If I had, you know, and a lot of times there are tough things you need to decide, tough things you need to deal with, whatever. Okay, well, what's just the very first thing I need to do? And not let my mind run out into all the oh my gods and what might happen. You know, so there is a bit of a discipline that one could apply, or directionality. I don't like the word discipline, it's too hard. It's like sweat, you know. But I like the word direction. If you can direct yourself, direct your thinking along these lines as opposed to this. You don't break a sweat in doing that. But it is something that you actually have to put cognitive horsepower to. So that's a lot of the essence of this, why it looks so simple, and yet when people actually start to apply what we've been talking about, it's profound.
So I want you to type into the chat the next action step, and go ahead and put the goal in there as well so I kind of know what you're referring to. Again, this stuff is super important. I want to go to Julian now and talk about this. You know, again, this stuff, it's simple. It doesn't mean it's easy. Just like the affirmations, like you can do it once. Can you string those together for 365 days in a row? Can you do an affirmation for each goal? Same with this. I know so many people that just don't idea capture. If you can do that, then do the next action step and the weekend review, you can probably become 5 times as more productive. It really is that simple.
Really makes it all easy.
What are people saying here?
Kizzy says to find an illustrator that commits with my project of finishing my children's book.
Okay, great. So find that illustrator. Again, is that a 2-minute action? Probably not. But what you can do is immediately do a search online and try to fire out 5 emails. That's what I like to do. I need a swim instructor. Let's find 5 of them and fire out an email. It means that this will get momentum and keep going.
We have Francisco who is looking to lose weight. He says next action is get rid of all the carbs out of the house. And his idea is also going on to a ketogenic diet.
Okay, I love it. So this is interesting because, you know, in Module 3 in our Life Accelerator is our diet. And we have you clean out your entire house of all that nonsense, all the sugars, all the carbs and everything. And we always say, only bring good food into your house. That way there's never an issue. Don't ever slack on that, and don't ever bring home the potato chips. So that's a great thing. Now, consider going on a ketogenic diet. I would rather a stronger next action step. So again, I would rather hire that personal trainer, which means you'll show up. That's what's great about investing in a personal trainer. Or start completely carbless tomorrow. I'd rather that than explore the ketogenic diet, because that can go on for years and years. But otherwise, I really like that first next action step.
Carly says, I need to get equipment for that super hot body I'm proud to have and work out a daily study timetable for those stunning marks of mine. I'm guessing you're going to say he doesn't need any equipment. Is that right?
Yeah, that's good. I don't think you need equipment. I mean, you can do a lot with body weight stuff. And again, in Module 4 in the Accelerator, we do daily exercises for 7 days, and we do everything that you can do, whether it's burpees or yoga or headstands, handstands, breakdancing, all this stuff. What's really important when it comes to exercise regime is accountability. So many of us have great intentions. How many times have you seen someone's treadmill at home that is used to dry the laundry on, right? So many times it's not the equipment, it's actually the accountability and the practice. So you really need someone to keep you honest. That's why I like personal trainers a lot, and that's why I like accountability programs like our Life Accelerator. So I'd rather you do that, where you have a daily practice that gets you doing these things, more than anything.
Leah says her goal is to get vibrantly healthy. Next action step on that is get off the couch and stretch, which is done. Now get clear a spot for yoga, juice the veg that are lounging in the fridge.
Okay, good. So I like this. I mean, again, every journey begins with a single step. I mean, whether it's just getting off the sofa and doing a stretching routine for 10 minutes that you can find on YouTube, that's a win. Getting outside and walking around the block 8 times, that's a win. String those things together every day and start seeing if you can go a little bigger. The great thing I love about booking like a personal trainer is it makes you show up. And it means you lose your money if you don't show up. Most personal trainers have a 24-hour cancellation policy. That's what I do. I book personal trainers and I just show up and get the work done. So I like it. Without the accountability, though, it's not sustainable. So make sure that you find some way to keep you accountable. And I'll be talking about that a little bit later.
Finally, Kyle says his goal is to get 100 new customers for his business this year. Next action step is to build his follow-up list and begin reaching out to those people. Cool.
Look, I like that as a goal, but as you know, and you know that about me, Julian, is I like 30-day goals. The problem with one-year goals is that one year is 365 days. Tomorrow it's 364 days. There's not a rush. I'd rather you say, I need to get 8 customers in the next 30 days. Like, that's real, right? 8 times 12 is 96. So get 8 customers in the next 30 days, which means I got to start now, right? So let's start looking at those customers now. 2-minute rule, you might be able to start firing off some proposals as we speak. So really nail it down to something close. And again, get accountability. You need someone to watch you. It's so hard to find accountability. We've actually found a way to engineer it into your life. But again, GTD, capture the idea. Next action step, 2-minute rule, week in review. So a week from now, go back through these and say, oh, are those vegetables still in the refrigerator? Am I still on the sofa? If not, you need to take a stronger next action step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a few people asking what WIR stands for.
Oh, yeah.
You just answered it there.
Yeah,
right?
Week in review. So every 7 days, you look at those next action steps and you find some of them would have gone stale, right? Some of them you would have done the 2-minute rule and then what? Nothing happened. The gym membership never went anywhere. I haven't had a smoothie in 7 days. That's why the week in review is crucial. It kickstarts all of those. You realign. Your goals might have changed a little bit. You might want instead 50 corporate customers as opposed to 100 retail customers. Make the changes, take the action. All right? Cool. Let's bring this home. Number 3, baby. This is what I'm really talking about here. This is the most important thing I'm going to teach you tonight. It's probably the most important thing I learned in the last 3 years. It's the reason why I finished the Ironman. It's the reason why we invested in this beautiful new world headquarters here at London Real with our own roof deck. It's the reason why I'm still broadcasting game-changing conversations and why I've graduated over 1,000 students from our academy that are literally pulling the trigger and taking massive action in their life, including John McMahon, who greeted me at the finish line of Ironman and gave me a hug and said, Brian, you're the reason I just created a $1.6 million business, because he graduated from one of my accelerators. He said, what you taught about how to get things done and beat my procrastination is why I have success today. Let's talk about this concept of extreme ownership, all right? I was taught this by the U.S. Navy SEAL named Jocko Willink. I'm a huge fan of Jocko. He does a regular podcast, and he is the leader of the highest decorated U.S. Special Operations Group in the Iraqi War. It was Team Unit Bruiser. He is also the commander of the sniper that was featured in the movie American Sniper. Type yes if you've seen that movie or if you know of that movie. Well, that was one of Jocko's guys. And he has been on London Real twice. The first one is an amazing episode. The second one, I just had him recently here in London, and we hired out a warship called the HMS Belfast, and I walked around and learned more about him and extreme ownership. That's coming out soon. Jocko taught me this concept, and it comes from a story that Jocko tells. And it was something that happened to him during the Iraqi War, and he went on an operation, and the very worst thing that could happen happened to him. It's the nightmare of every team commander, and that's what they call a blue on blue, when your own men kill each other. It's a serious and a horrible thing, and it happened to Jocko. He was out on an operation, and somebody opened fire, and some of the Iraqi soldiers were killed. And he came back to base, and a bunch of generals came in, and they wanted some answers. And there was a huge meeting, and Jocko had to go into that meeting, and he knew that he would be held responsible. And he got to the front of that meeting, and he went to everybody and said, who's responsible for this happening? And one of his guys raised his hand. One of his guys in communication said, it's my fault. I didn't translate this correctly into Iraqi. It's my fault. It didn't happen. He said, no, it's not. Sit down. Who's responsible? Someone else stood up. Someone that was in charge of some of the live ammunition and said, you know what? I shouldn't have approved the firing on that target until I had checked with you. He said, no, it's not your fault. Sit down. Another person stood up and said, it's my fault. I was in charge of tactical operations. It was my error. And he said, no, it's not your fault. Sit down. And Jocko said, it's my fault. I take extreme ownership of the whole operation. It's on me that this happened. And that was Jocko's concept of extreme ownership. And he taught it to me, and he now teaches it to the entire world. And it means this, is that you take ownership for everything around you, no matter how small, no matter how it might seem not in your control. You take ownership of it. You take ownership for everyone else's mistakes, failures, shortcomings. You take ownership for anything that happens to you that might seem random. You take ownership for the weather, for the president that gets elected, for the bad decisions that your friends, family, loved ones, colleagues, co-workers, employees make. And it's called extreme ownership. It's powerful. Once you do it, you're no longer a victim. Type yes if you've ever been in victim mode. Oh, these things keep happening to me. I got screwed on a deal. My boss never gives me a fair chance. My wife is always in a bad mood. My kids suck. They're always hard on me. Blah, blah, blah. Where did it get you being in victim mode? Nowhere. From now on, you are no longer in victim mode. You take extreme ownership. If it rains out, it's your fault. If Trump got elected, it's your fault. If something bad happens in your organization, it's your fault. You don't take the blame on someone else. This allows you to stop making excuses. It allows you to control your ego and empower those people around you. And if they're not making it happen, you must take extreme ownership and remove them from the situation. Get rid of that bad relationship. Empower those people. Make them stronger. Find ways that you're behaving that can make a difference. And this is a huge, huge example of how you can change your life today. Take extreme ownership. Stop complaining right now. Stop blaming other people or other situations. I don't have a good enough degree. I was born poor. I was born not speaking English. Blah, blah, blah. No one cares about your excuses because people with all of those situations have created great lives. And here's the kicker, folks, is that you do it in your subconscious all the time. You're constantly telling yourself victim narratives. Oh, I'm not fit. I'm not fit because my knee is injured. Oh, I'm not fit because I'm really busy at work. Really? I know lots of people. I know people without 2 legs that have 6 packs. What's your excuse? I know people who are busy at work that have great family lives, that are in great shape and have amazing relationships. Take extreme ownership. And I had a great example when I was preparing for the Ironman race. I went on a 100% plant-based diet. And what happened? I found that I got really weak, that I ran out of energy, that I got grumpy and tired, and I was going to blame it on the diet. I was going to blame it on John Joseph, who challenged me. I was going to blame it on the Ironman. I was going to blame it that I was 47 years old and I couldn't do this after all. And then I stood up one day and I said, why don't you take some extreme ownership, Brian? Stop being a victim. Look at what's happening. Go speak to an expert. And I found out that I needed to eat more, that I needed to prepare my meals, that I needed to always walk around with food at all times, that I needed to rest and recover my body, to go to cryotherapy, to plan my workouts accordingly. And I pushed through. I took extreme ownership, and I started being like a training machine. And I flew to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I crossed the finish line in under 6 hours at 47 years of age. And I beat a lot of people that were younger than me, stronger than me, that were in better shape than me, because they started being victims. And they started even being victims in the race. Oh, my bike broke down. Oh, it's really hot outside. I didn't allow that stuff in my brain, and it allowed me to be successful and to do great things. I'm telling you, extreme ownership is how you will be successful. And so I want you to take a minute now and tell me how you will take extreme ownership of this goal right now. Whether you're going to write that book, whether you're going to start that business, whether you're going to get off the damn sofa. Tell me what you're going to do right now to take extreme ownership. Save the excuses. Tell me right now. Why have you been procrastinating this task? Who have you been saying? What is your excuse? Because there are people that are poorer than you, that are less educated than you, that have less opportunities than you, that are actually taking action right now. So type in right now and tell me how to take action on that goal. And I want to play for you a video of Jocko Willink talking about extreme ownership.
And I stood up before them and I asked them one simple question. Whose fault was this? One of my SEALs raised his hand and he said it was my fault. I didn't keep control of the Iraqi soldiers I was with, and they left their designated sector, and that was the root of all these problems. And I said, no, it wasn't your fault. And then another SEAL raised his hand and said it was my fault. I didn't pass our location over the radio fast enough so no one knew what building we were in, and that's what caused all this confusion. It was my fault. And I said, no, it wasn't your fault either. And then another SEAL raised his hand and he said, boss, this was my fault. I didn't properly identify my target, and I shot and killed that friendly Iraqi soldier. This was my fault. And I said, no, this wasn't your fault either. And it wasn't yours or yours or yours, I said as I pointed to the rest of the SEALs in the room. And then I told them that there was only one person at fault for what had happened. There was only one person to blame. And that person was me. I am the commander. I am the senior man on the battlefield, and I am responsible for everything that happens.
So type in right now exactly how you're going to take extreme ownership of your goal. So far on this entire masterclass, you've told me what your goal is. We've done an affirmation around that goal. You've done your getting things done techniques as far as capture that goal. Next action step, you set up your weekend review. Now you're taking extreme ownership. So type in how you're going to do that. I still want to share with you our final bonus, which is Philip McKernan, Your Relationship with Money. This is a $997 piece of material that'll help you stop sabotaging yourself and allow you to actually save the money that you make and show you how to make even more. But now let's go to Julian, our head of strategy here, and tell me, how are people vibing with this whole extreme ownership concept? I mean, it is kind of in your face, but once you get it, it does change your whole life.
Yeah, people are really going for this, getting pumped up and excited and looking to take some extreme ownership.
Good. I love it.
Let's start with Stefan.
Okay.
He says, I'm going to stop making excuses for not getting up when I want, stop blaming external factors, stop feeling sorry for myself and blaming my past. Instead, I will take the advice given in the webinar and get started where I am and with what I've got, and not stop until I get it done.
Damn, that's strong, man. That's strong. I would stick that in your affirmations as well every morning. And this is what I do sometimes when I come up with something like that. I just add it to my affirmations. So look, this is super powerful. This concept of extreme ownership is really funny because even me, after I've been practicing this for almost 3 years, I find situations where I'm like, yeah, they should have done it better. Yeah, I can't believe Mariana is mad at me. Well, she's mad because I didn't take extreme ownership. Caden is on the floor crying and banging his head because I didn't hide the shiny toy from the room. So of course he's going to get mad when I take it away. I'm always finding ways for me to take more ownership in my life. The more I do, the more in control I am, the less of a victim I am. So I love this. Keep these coming.
Okay, the next one. Let's go to Alexander, who says, I take extreme ownership for my depression and my inability of taking action and to do things right and control my actions.
I love it. I love it. Look, I love that. You know, depression is such a tricky thing because it can spiral down the drain, right? We know what it is, right? Depression makes you sad, makes you not take action, makes you pull back from the world. I am a big believer that these concepts can reverse depression. Affirmations. I am excited. I'm excited to be here on this planet. I can't wait to get in touch with my fellow humans. Bam. Now I've got goals that I really want to put into place. I believe life happens by getting things done. And then finally, you're taking ownership. No longer is it been, I suffer from depression, that's why I've been, no more. You have the capability, get things done. String things together to where you don't have time to be depressed, right? Make people depend on you to where you have to constantly deliver, and you can really engineer that right out of your life. I really believe that.
Robert says in his career, he will stop making excuses for the lack of connections he has in business, and in rugby, he will step up and stop making excuses for the fact that I came into rugby later than my teammates.
I love this rugby analogy. You know, so often you can give yourself a reason out. Yeah, I'm in my 40s. There's no way I should be able to hit like those guys in their 20s or something like that. The team sucked today. That's my favorite one. No more. You take ownership for everyone's performance on the field, and you can say, well, how can I do that? They look to you as a leader, right? Were you at practice 20 minutes before? Did you stay an hour later? Did you pump up their mindset? When you got hit and almost knocked out, did you stand up and pretend like nothing happened? Everyone looks to you as a leader. You lead as soon as you step on that pitch, even before you step on the pitch. This is extremely powerful. You can lead the whole team. And that's true about anything in an organization. That's true for a family. Everyone's looking at you when you walk down the stairs. I know it's true. My kids do. Mariana does. This is extreme ownership at its maximum. And that's what you need to do on the rugby pitch or in life. Constantly be taking ownership of everything. And that's really how we're going to win here.
Anandita says, I'm going to perform as well as a professional cyclist. I'll not be a victim of bad genetics, bad diseases, and physical limitations.
I mean, look at some of the craziest professionals in the world in sports all around the world. A lot of times, it's not the most gifted athlete that gets it done, right? I saw the Ironman finish. It was 90-degree heat, right? I saw ripped and shredded 25-year-olds with $20,000 bikes sitting on the ground crying during the run. And some 56-year-old overweight woman was passing right by him, right? Do you think she was giving herself excuses? No. She took extreme ownership and she's like, I'm getting this done. No more excuses, no more negative self-talk. I'm telling you, you look at, there's countless examples of people that are not the physical specimen, that don't have the mental discipline, that don't have the pedigree, that end up winning because they put it in their mindset. Nigel Benn, one of our most famous guests here on London Real, he said, Brian, he said, I'm not a boxer, I'm a fighter. I went in there to knock someone's block off. And he could, on a good day, beat Chris Eubank that had better technique than him. So just the will and desire can power you through so many things.
Time for two more?
Yeah, two more, hit me.
Eric looks like he's been carrying this one for about 20 years. He says, I'm not allowing a repeat of my victim feelings for not getting acknowledged enough for a big software project he did in 1998.
Wow. Yeah. Look, Eric, this is powerful stuff. You know, this stuff haunts you. And that's why, you know, in the Life Accelerator in week 5, we go back to a lot of this old dark stuff with the relationships and forgiveness. And in this Iron Mind series, I went back to things that happened to me in 2001 in New York City. So don't talk to me about this. I know it. And those things were holding me back. The truth is that feeling like you didn't get credit, again, is this victim mentality, you know? It's like you need to take extreme ownership of the situation, do it for you knowing it's the right thing, and move forward. Think how many projects you could have completed in the last 20 years if you weren't being held back, feeling like no one ever gave you the due. Take that energy and go create new things. Build something incredible. Get things done. Do your affirmations. That guy gets so much credit, he's tired of the credit, as opposed to you focusing on this thing in your life. I'm telling you, I love this. Go with this. This is such a powerful mindset.
Finally, Stephen says, I take ownership for recovery from my addiction, whatever the circumstances now or what happened in the past.
Amen, brother. I can talk to you about addiction all night long, and maybe I'll speak to that briefly before I finish. The thing is, it's ultimately up to you. Or you will die a death like I almost died in 2001, you'll be alone in your apartment and you'll be dead, and no one will care. So the choice is yours to change that behavior, and it's only your fault. And you can blame your abusive parents or your bad situation or blah, blah, blah. But plenty of people in worse situations than you overcame them and added back to this human world and did great things with their life. So why don't you? It starts now. Affirmations, get that brain in a great state. Getting things done. All great things happen in life by stringing together actions. And finally, extreme own everything. Every single thing in your life. No one triggers you. You make the choice to make those bad decisions. Stop doing it. Very important. All right?
Sounds good.
Good. And look, I just want to conclude with a few thoughts here. The reason you came tonight is because, I don't know, something's missing in your life. You found yourself in a position where you can't get critical mass to actually start getting things done in your life. And I know, I was there about 5 years ago. I had started London Real and I had had these great guests, but I was alone in the studio. I didn't know how to turn it into a business. I was still drinking too much. I had no relationships and I was really depressed. I was in a really, really bad state. And so I wanted to learn how to get things done faster. I wanted to free up time. I wanted to stop procrastination, and that's exactly why you're here tonight. You want to beat the procrastination. You want to have affirmations. You want to take extreme ownership. You want to become a better version of yourself. You want to create an interesting life. You want to live your passion. That is exactly why you're here tonight. And how can you go and do that? Well, there's lots of ways. You can go get a life coach, and you can spend thousands and thousands of dollars on someone that will hopefully try to tell you what to do in your life, and maybe you'll listen to them. That's an option. Next, you can buy another self-help book. You can listen to another podcast, another episode of London Real or Jocko Willink's, and hope that that gets you to change your life. But let's be honest, it won't. You could make a to-do list, right? You could do a big GTD list and hope that one of these things will get done. But if it hasn't worked until now, I don't think you're going to be able to do it on your own. Just like the woman earlier said, I'm going to get off the couch alone and juice my vegetables. I don't think you're going to be able to string together wins. Or you can hope to maybe change your habits and keep some progress. But I know that stuff is not sustainable because you're not accountable to anybody. You don't have a blueprint. You don't have a vision of the future. And you don't have someone that's going to make you do it with no excuses. Someone that will not listen to your procrastination. Someone that will force you to take extreme ownership. And that is why now, when I do this once or twice a year, I give you a special opportunity. And that is the Life Accelerator. And so starting next week, I am introducing our incredible Life Accelerator, where you're going to master the top success habits of London Real's most inspiring guests. You're going to master high performance. You're going to crush your goals, and you're going to build yourself a life that you're proud of. I'm going to be with you on live calls every single week, just like this. I'm going to build some new levels of confidence. I'm going to get you in the best physical shape of your life. I'm going to create more energy for you throughout the day by completely changing your entire eating process. You're probably going to end up losing 15 to 20 pounds without even thinking about it. I'm going to show you how to develop laser focus and crush your goals. And I'm also going to surround you with high performance people that are crushing their goals. I'm going to introduce you to a group of 150 people from around the world that are pulling the trigger, that are going to refuse to take excuses anymore, that are going to refuse to let their past control their future, and these people are going to change your game. I'm going to give you 18 high-performance habits, 3 every week, and we're going to stack them up. You will be doing 18 new high-performance habits every single day. Affirmations, meditations, low media diet, a new eating process. You're going to move every day. You're going to have better relationships. You're going to exercise forgiveness. We're going to be getting things done, goal assigning, and we're going to be absolutely crushing life. I'm going to offer you a triple-tiered accountability system to make sure that you follow through. I'm going to watch you every single day. You're going to have deliverables, and I'm going to call you out in a live call if you don't actually get things done. Again, you're going to have 150 people like-minded in a community from around the world to keep you on track. And I'm going to give you the success that I've shown with over 1,000 students that have graduated from my programs. I have a 96% completion rate of all of my courses, which is much higher than the 10% average of people that sell things online, because we do things different. I'm like this with you every single week, talking to you, dragging things out of you, and making sure that you perform. This is for all of you that are sick and tired of giving yourself excuses, that are sick and tired of watching other people succeed around you, that are sick and tired of the same old New Year's affirmations you're going to give yourself in 6 months. Oh, I want to lose the fat. I want a better relationship. I want to start my own business. I want a new job. I want to have cool friends. We're going to finally make it happen, because there are no extraordinary people. There's only extraordinary habits. I have an 8-week blueprint, and it starts with Module 1. This is all about mastering the mind. Here, you're going to develop self-awareness to make more effective changes and decisions. You're going to calm your emotions and gain clarity with meditation, and you're going to manage anxiety and with frustration and gratitude. Next comes Module 2. We're moving forward. Here's where you really hone your mindset, and I channel Dan Pena and Jocko Willink. You're going to capture all your ideas and make the good ones stick like I just taught you. You're going to start taking extreme ownership of everything you can control in very simple steps, and you're going to gain superhuman confidence as you take bold action steps. Now we're getting warmed up. Time for week 3. This is You Are What You Eat. You are going to start for the first time in your life eating mindfully, and you're going to end those bad eating habits. You're going to lose fat and gain energy with the London Real Quadrant eating plan, and you're going to gain even more energy and clarity with optimal nutrition. Now it really starts moving, and that's good because it's Module 4, which is Move or Die. This is incredible. For the rest of the course, you're going to be moving every single day. You're also going to be using powerful breathing techniques that give you a burst of energy and clarity when you need it. You're going to work muscles you never knew you had. You're going to feel 10 and 20 years younger, and you're going to melt away stress and fear with active meditation. All of this happens at the midway point, and now where it gets fun, because in Module 5, we supercharge your sleep. Here, you're going to bulletproof your sleep environment and start your day energized. You're going to learn the rituals, practice, and mindset for guaranteed rejuvenating sleep. And you're going to fall asleep quicker and easier using the ancient Buddhist techniques I'm going to teach you. And now comes Module 6, Strengthen Your Inner Circle. Here, we're going to strengthen the top 3 relationships in your life to reconnect with the people you're closest to. We're going to purge those disgusting, toxic people in your life that just suck the energy out of you. And we're going to release the heavy burdens you've been carrying with an entire forgiveness practice. This is one of the most powerful pieces, and something that I did in my movie Iron Mind this year. Forgiveness and honesty and vulnerability and extreme ownership, it turned me into a new person. But that's not all. In Module 7, we plan your winning future. And here, we're going to set goals for 2019 that are going to help you achieve new levels of pure fulfillment. We're going to develop resilience to push past any obstacles that come in your way for the rest of the year. And we're going to make your goals fail-proof through London Real's signature goal-setting blueprint. That all happens in Module 7. And this year, I have a special bonus module that was inspired by one of my guests, Mantak Chia, and it's about harnessing your sexual energy. This is a powerful force that most of us makes us feel uncomfortable and awkward, but you can harness this energy to master it for healing, improve mindset, focus, and productivity. You can supercharge your vitality by channeling your sexual energy meridians, and I'm going to teach you the 3 ancient teachings of the Far East for improved health and longevity. That is the strategy of the course. But there's more, because the second pillar is community. I'm going to give you a group of peers and a process that will keep you on track for the next 12 months. This is an incredible group of peers. This is an incredible community. And let me speak about this. This is what makes our program different than anyone else, because we have a community of people around the world that you will have with you for life. And there will be our very own private group with 150 people that we will be uploading videos to, comments, reactions, struggles, wins. And these are going to be your family. You're going to meet these people later in London, and they're going to become like your best friends. You won't be alone on this journey. We will all be going through these units together. We will struggle together. We will sweat. We will bleed together, but we will also win together. You're going to meet people who will become your friends, your partners, your investigators, your business collaborators for your entire life. But the real key here is accountability. I will be watching you every single step of the way. If you don't do the work, I'm going to be asking you on a live call, what's wrong? Where's my work? How come you didn't do it? You're disrespecting me and the team. We have developed a system that I call triple tier accountability. And this guarantees that 96% of you will finish this course, will lose weight, will adopt amazing habits. And that is 12 hours of live calls just like this. There's an accountability doc that tracks your progress in over 50 different items that you have to accomplish. And there's 24/7 support from me and my team to get you through any problems that you're having and making sure that you're a winner. And this is how the course works. On every Tuesday and Sunday, we have a live call just like this, where I teach the modules. I answer your questions, and I call you out if you haven't done the exercises, if you haven't started moving, if you haven't started losing weight, if you haven't started your business. Next, that happens on Tuesdays and Sundays. Sunday is the workshop call where I answer any of your questions for the week, and we go deeper with your individual team of 20 to 25 students. It's an incredible setup. Folks, I do this once or twice per year. No, there's no do-overs. No, there's no digital course. The time to take action is now. Finally, we have an optional graduation ceremony here in London. You do not need to be in London to take this course. As a matter of fact, I'd rather you're not here. I want people in all places around the world. But we have an optional graduation ceremony. You fly to London. You come to London Real World headquarters. You meet me. You can have the opportunity to sit in the leather chair and have your own interview with me. We have a dinner with all of your graduates. We have a walking tour of London. We have an amazing, amazing weekend. You connect with people that will be your friends, your mentors, the rest of your life. And that is all happening right now. And Julian's put a link up here in the chat where you can actually take action. And I want to talk to you about the level of investment for this program, because this program is an investment in the rest of your life. And this program is literally worth tens and tens of thousands of dollars. And I'm going to talk to you about all of those price points later. But if you want to pull the trigger on the course right now, if you want to join this private group of people right now, get into this private Facebook group and start taking action on your life, then you can pull the trigger and click that link and make it happen. You literally won't recognize yourself in the mirror by the time you get done. Your friends will say, wow, something is different about you. You'll probably be getting more success at work with your clients. And if that's not a good enough reason for you to pull the trigger right now, then I don't know what's going on with you, because I will be personally mentoring you on these success habits that got me to where I am today and that I know will get you to the next level. But there's more. I'm giving away a free bonus tonight, which is something from Chris Eubank, the world-class championship boxer. And this is Chris Eubank talking about how to adopt a champion's mindset to become successful in anything that you do. Here, you can overcome fear and self-doubt in order to live up to your full potential, and we will show you how to structure your winning future through the use of obsession. This piece is worth $997. It's yours for free if you pull the trigger tonight. And earlier, I talked about a fast action bonus. This is Philip McKernan about your relationship with money. So many of you struggle to get money. So many of you struggle to keep the money that you earn. Until you sort out your relationship with money, you will always be poor. Always. And I'm here to give you the Philip McKernan, Your Relationship with Money. Again, a $997 value. Here, I'm going to show you how to stop self-sabotaging by tapping into your powerful intuition. I'm going to show you how to rethink your relationship with money. This is yours for free if you pull the trigger here tonight. And so in summary, this is everything you get when you join the Life Accelerator. You get 6 modules of on-demand video outlining each one of these steps. You get lifetime access to all of the modules and workbooks. You get 12 hours of live calls with me and my team. You get 24/7 email support during the course. You get access to a private online community with 150 high-performance people. You get assigned your very own London Real coach. You get a free ticket to the Life Accelerator graduation weekend. You get the first bonus, Chris Eubank's fireside chat on obsession. And you get the fast action bonus, what's your relationship with money? And of course, I want to tell you, who will you become if you pull the trigger on this course? Well, I'm going to tell you. The person that radiates confidence. You will fearlessly take action. You will move every single day, and you will be free from toxic eating habits. You will connect on a deeper level with the humans around you, and you will feel alive. That is the person that you will become. I'm going to give you a pay in full bonus, which is Dan Pena Live at the Ritz. This is a special event, a one-day event that I had where 30 high-performance entrepreneurs, including a billionaire, flew in to the Ritz Hotel here in London, and Dan Pena, the $50 billion man, started blasting. This is a 6-hour piece of video that I will send to you tonight if you pull the trigger and pay in full. This alone will get you fired up and get you to change your life. So let's go over the total value of everything you get here. This is everything I'm offering you right now of all of the assets. You've got the Life Accelerator course with the video modules and the workbooks. You've got the live video calls with me and my team. You've got Chris Bank Fireside Chat. You've got Dan Pena live at the Ritz. You've got Philip McKernan Relationship with Money. You've got the 24/7 email support for 6 weeks. You've got lifetime access to this course, the workbooks and the community, and you've got the Business Accelerator graduation ticket. So what happens next? There's a link right here in the chat. You click on the link, you fill out the form, give me your name and address, pull out your credit card, you're in. You'll get an email with your login. You'll bounce into that private Facebook group and you start meeting peers from around the world that are pulling the trigger and changing their life. I'm telling you, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. This course is worth tens of thousands of dollars. The people that I've taken through this course have gone on to create million-dollar businesses, to find the love of their life, to lose 50 pounds, to move like they never have before, to look amazing in the mirror, to surround themselves with positive people, to live passionate lives. That's what I'm offering you right now, but don't take my word for it. Here are some testimonials from some of my graduates.
The accelerator's been very, very powerful in the work that we do. You can't transform people and organizations in a meaningful way unless they've really established their identity and know that significant change is possible. And I don't think anybody does it better than you guys do, and I really mean that. I knew I needed something very catalytic to push me off the edge, to make me get involved as much and be at the top of my game, but in a very special way. And because of that, I've reached a level of effectiveness in this kind of work that I just never had before.
I had to come to terms with the fact that I'm addicted to sugar. What's unique about this program is the ownership and the fact that I had a peer group watching over me. Honestly, if it wasn't for the peer group and the fact that we were being held accountable by everything we were doing, I don't think I could have beaten that sugar addiction. Initial days were hard because I was getting extreme headaches. And after about a week, it almost disappeared. But also I think I'm noticing a change also in my body, and I think, by the time the end of the year comes, it will be a major transformation.
I'm really, really glad that I got on. There were areas where I thought I was tackling pretty well, which might have been the diet, and by trusting the process, I'm doing a lot more. My diet's changed. I lost a stone. I'm eating a lot more greens than I ever would. I've even done ketosis. My energy levels are being extremely awesome. Yeah, it's just, I'm pretty much lost for words, to be honest with you. It's been that good.
And those are just some thoughts from the hundreds and hundreds, actually over 1,000 of my graduates on the accelerator. What we do in here is something so special. It's unlike anything else out there because we provide an experience. Everyone goes through these modules together. Some of us win, some of us struggle, but we all get through there in the end, and these people become like a new family for you. I'd love to answer any questions you have right now about the program, the pricing, the calls, what you learn, the guarantee. So just type those in the chat. Before I do, I want to answer a few commonly questions I get all the time. The first one I get, Brian, can I afford the Life Accelerator? And it's funny, I always tell people wherever I go to invest in yourself. People say, Brian, you used to work in banking. Should I buy stocks? Should I buy a house? Should I buy bonds? I'm like, you know what? Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Take the first $100,000 that you have of spare income and invest in yourself. And I always think back when I was 18 years old, I'd gotten accepted into the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and it was an incredible school, and it was $14,500 a year, and I didn't have the money. And I could have said, I can't afford it, and I would have gone to a community college and done something else. But I knew that that was an investment. It wasn't a cost, it was an investment in my future. So I went to my grandparents, and I went to my parents, and I contacted the government, and I borrowed money, and I paid for tuition that first year. And that investment probably has paid me 100 times, if not 1,000 times on that investment. And so a lot of times you're presented with things in life that will give you 100 times return. John McMahon pulled the trigger on my course 14 months ago and just had a $1.6 million launch. Now, he could have said, Brian, I can't afford $3,000 or $5,000 or $2,000. I'd say, can you afford to make $1 million? You were like, yeah, I can. So a lot of times it's all about perspective. If this thing can lead to you making a lot more money, finding a purpose in life, changing the course of your life, because that's what this is really about, then that is the level of investment that you want. And I always say, insanity, they say the definition of insanity is repeating the same actions, expecting a different result. Where are you today? How can you change that if you keep doing the same thing? I'm offering you a blueprint, a chance to actually change your life and enact those processes that's going to take you to the next level. I believe this class is worth $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 because it's going to put you in a position to get that book deal, to get that promotion, to start that business, to start vibrating on a brand new frequency. And so that's what I have to say to that. Of course, type in any questions right now. I want to go to the chat now and check in with Julian. But before I do, the other thing I get to people is they say, Brian, I'd love to join, but I don't have the time. And it always makes me laugh because I always remind them that you have 24 hours in a day. That's the same amount of time that Elon Musk has, and he runs 2 multi-billion-dollar companies. Same amount of time that Richard Branson has, that Tony Robbins has, that Dan Pena have, that I have. People that say they don't have enough time are wasting time. Within the first week, I'm going to show you the low media diet, and you're going to get 8 to 10 hours a week back. That will start you making money. And so it's not about you not having time, it's that you're spending time the wrong way. And I'm going to show you how to change that right now. I've had single mothers with 3 kids and their own businesses that have found success in my accelerators. I'm going to show you how to get more time so you can get more money. The third question I get a lot is, Brian, I can't make the calls on Tuesday and Sunday. The beauty is that we record each call and we upload them on the private Facebook group. So you can always watch those back in your own time. So there's no reason not to. If you have to skip a week or 2 weeks, you have access to those calls for life and you have access to the modules for life. However, I would like you to be there live so you can get all this energy and so I can interact with you. Some people have asked me, what if I fall behind? And again, like I said, you have access to this for life. So you can go ahead and go back and take these over. You can go back and redo the modules and take this course over and over again for the next 20 years if you want. And finally, people say, Brian, how is this different from so many of the things I see on my Facebook feed? The truth is this. Most people spend all of their efforts trying to sell you a course, and then they stop working. For me, once you pull the trigger, that's when I start working. And that's when I start going live on these calls. I get into your head. I make you accountable to take change, and I start working with you every single day for the next 6 weeks with my team leaders to get you to take action. You will not recognize the person you're going to become afterwards. And that's why this is the incredible time to pull the trigger right now. You know, I'd love to go right now and answer a few questions and find out what people are saying to you, Julian. And after that, I want to show you a little bit about what our graduation is like. Any questions from people or concerns as far as what's going on or something that you hear regularly?
Yeah, we've got a few questions here. Let's start with Brendan. He says, do you have a combo with the Business Accelerator?
Great question. So we also have other accelerators like our Business Accelerator that we also hold once or twice per year. Again, that's an 8-week program where we take an idea and turn it into a revenue-generating business in 8 weeks. It's an incredible program. I recommend you take the Life Accelerator first. The problem is a lot of people try to make a business and they have a bad relationship with money. They already have self-esteem problems. They have victim problems. If you take this course, you will be bulletproof and you'll be in line for then taking the Business Accelerator. We do give a 10% discount for anybody who's taken one of our courses before. So take the Life Accelerator now, and then of course you can get 10% off for the Business Accelerator. So I hope that helps out a lot.
Tiezia says, can I do it with my partner?
So with a partner, we like to have one person that's accountable in the doc and accountable in the course. It's really important. You know, 2 people. The problem with that is that I need one name that I'm going to hold accountable. So I really like to have that one person. I'd like to see one face on a call, and I'd like one person to do the work. It's just easier for me, and it means I can really hold you accountable. In the past, I have had a couple, but they ended up buying 2 separate pieces to the course. That way, each one of you I can hold accountable. It's really hard for me to see what each one of you eats, to see each one of your movement practices, to see each one of your affirmations, and that's why I ask to hold those separate memberships.
Rob says he's looking at the payment plan, but he doesn't get paid until Thursday. He knows there's a deadline for tonight, but can he still sign up on Wednesday night?
Yeah, look, the truth is we hold this course once or twice a year. It's going to be full up probably in the next 24 hours. And the bonuses for tonight, they expire at the end of this call, so you won't get those. The truth is the payment plan is for people that are short of money. We'll lock your spot in. You can always upgrade later to the pay in full and get the Dan Pena bonus. You can upgrade later and get your own interview here at London Real Studios with me. You can upgrade later and get the inner circle. This locks it in. Ask to borrow a credit card. Use PayPal. Find some way, but lock your spot in. I always get people that come to me on Friday and say, Brian, is the Life Accelerator still open? And I have to say no. And then I say, when's your next one? I'm like, I don't know, next year. And they're like, wow, I missed the chance. I'm like, yeah, you did miss the chance. Now is the time. Find $197, borrow a credit card, and say, look, I'll get you back on Thursday. Lock this spot in. I always bump to people on the streets, and they're like, Brian, yeah, I meant to take your business accelerator, and I just didn't have the money then. And I'm like, okay. So John McMahon just had a $1.6 million launch. Guess what? He found a way to find $197, and now he's a millionaire. So how important is this to you? That's what I got to know. If it's important enough to you, you'll find a way to make it happen. And the other thing is this, Julian, a lot of people say, Brian, why don't you give scholarships to this program? And the truth is, I have offered this in the past for free. What happens when I do it for free is what? People don't do the work. If you pay me, I know you're going to do it, which means I can waste my time. I have a lot of things I want to do at London Real and in my personal life. I got Ironmans to run. I only have time to teach you if you invest in me. When you cut that check and do pay price to action, it means you're in, and it means I can invest in you. Until you do, I'm not sure you're going to do the work. So that's one of the reasons I charge. I charge a significant amount, not what the course is worth. It's worth a lot more than this, but I need to show that you're going to meet me halfway. Money is the easiest way for me to do this. I graduated over 1,000 people. Trust me, when you cut the check, you will transform. When you don't, you'll find excuses. That's what happens.
Can I get a little bit of room here to gong someone who's just invested?
Bam! Pulling the trigger there. That's what it is. The person that just hit the gong, which is who?
Thomas Banks.
Thomas Banks, you just pulled the trigger. Thomas is different than the rest of you. Right now, we have a Life Accelerator workshop group. Some of you are involved in that. You've been doing the challenges. That's full of people who, in all honesty, are what I call tourists, right? They come to a brilliant location. They look around. They're like, wow, this is an amazing place. Look at the people. They're super happy here. It's sunny all the time. People are building their dreams. And then what do? They go home to their old lives and their old habits. Those are tourists. Thomas has pulled the trigger. Now, Thomas, you're going into a brand new special private Facebook group. These are the people that have pulled the trigger from around the world. These are the people that are sick and tired of playing small. They're sick and tired of being victims. They're sick and tired of not fulfilling their dreams. Thomas is one of them that's actually pulling the trigger. Are you going to be one of them? That's who I'm looking for, people, tonight. I'm looking for people that pull the trigger. Are you one of them? Thomas is one. Hopefully you're watching me if you're one. If you're one of the people that have been watching me for the last 90 minutes, you're probably somebody out there that is in this situation, that is desperate, that doesn't know what to do, that's looking for any way to get out of this box. We are giving you an option. With the payment plan alone, you can join a group of high performers, or you can sit there alone in your room and keep doing the same behavior that's got you probably surrounded by a bunch of losers, maybe, in a physical practice that doesn't exist, with a body that's 20 or 30 pounds overweight, not getting anywhere in your career, not hanging out with high performance people. That's where you're at. I'm giving you a once in a lifetime opportunity. If you're on this call, something aligned in the universe, right? You watched the London Real episode. You saw this. You actually showed up tonight. Congratulations. You didn't become a victim and say, I had something else to do. You're here for a reason. Pull the trigger. You won't have this opportunity. And if you wait 6 months, trust me, usually lives get worse in between that time. That's why this is a really good moment. So,
Carlos and Rihan both saying they've got connections issues at the moment. I'm noticing Brendan trying to pay a couple times here and payments not going through. There is a live chat support right on that site, so just type in there. We'll help troubleshoot it for you.
Yeah, so if you're having payment failures, there's a chat on the bottom. Try working with us. We do see your failure. So if you've tried to pay and failed, I will guarantee the bonuses on tonight, because it means you pulled the trigger. The bullet didn't go. So we'll get you another bullet in there. There's a chat there. If you're having connection issues with me, again, apologize if we're not coming through. But stay with us and keep in this chat, and you can go ahead and keep listening to this. Again, also there is hello@londonreal.tv with any questions on support, or you can go to londonreal.tv / what gets them into the Life Accelerator page? Life. That will get you on the page, and there's a live chat there, and you could say, hey, I was on the chat with Brian, I was on the Masterclass. Can you give me these bonuses? I want to pay right now. Again, now is the time to pull the trigger. This class will fill up tonight, maybe the next 24 hours. People are pulling the trigger here, right? They've been pulling the trigger all day. Who's that?
That is Olga Orlova.
Olga's just pulled the trigger, right? She's sick and tired of waiting for things to happen. You must take action if you want something to happen to you. There's a great saying, if you don't shoot, you always miss. You gotta pull the trigger. And so look, she is now gonna get, if she wants to pay in full, you'll get Dan Pena live at the Ritz. 6 hours of the $50 billion man going strong. He's one of the reasons that it turned London Real into a multi-million-dollar business. Well, our episodes have been watched by over 100 million people. We know high performance habits. I know how to teach them because I learned from the best. She's going to go into a private Facebook group. Olga, I want you to upload your introduction 2-minute video tonight. You're going to start meeting people that are high performance people. People that are no longer making excuses, and they paid the price to action, which means what? It means they're serious and they're going to do the work. I'm in there. I'm going to start giving you my thoughts and my recommendations. Like I'm going to share with you module 1 so you can get started right now. And we're going to start taking action together. You're going to find you're going to build businesses, new relationships. Everything's going to change. Any other questions here?
Yes, Lisa says, what is the date of the next course? She's worried that she won't be able to attend the London graduation activities due to her prior engagement.
Yeah, look, so the graduation is optional. If you can't make it, we do graduations all the time for our courses, so you can come to one of those. One thing, as I would say, is that don't let procrastination kill you, right? It's probably why you're here. And if you procrastinate taking this course, you will not get closer to taking it, you'll get further away. I don't have any plans to offer this course right now. Now is your chance, all right? And usually what happens when people want to put this off is because they're in fear. You're probably in fear right now because you know there's a change coming in your life. Type yes if you can feel that if you took this program, you're going to change. What happens is somebody pulled the trigger, is what that is. Who's that?
That's our man Brendan, got the payment to go through.
Brendan, happened, you got the payment through, welcome. Now you're basically a high performance person now because you stopped procrastinating. You're not asking me when the next course is. You're pulling the trigger right now. And that's the problem with procrastination, folks. It's fear. It's that little monkey brain that's always telling you you're not good enough, right? That's saying, oh, let's not join the course. Let's wait for the next one because it postpones any type of scary things happening to you. But fear is exactly that. It's false expectations appearing real. F-E-A-R. It's the thing that's caused you to play small your whole life, right? All this procrastination is not getting you anywhere. Now is the time to pull the trigger. So don't ask me the next time. The time is now. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you realize your dreams. So pull the trigger on this course. You can come to graduation soon or come to a future graduation. Just pull the trigger. That's really what I want you to do.
Brendan says, thanks guys, can't wait. Tiesia has another question. She says, how do I combine this with the live calls of the business accelerator that she's already on?
Yeah, no problem. So we're used to classes overlapping. So we have the business accelerator right now. When you pull the trigger, Tiesia, when you pull the trigger, not if, because you know this is going to set you up. It's one thing for me to teach you the business techniques, but if you don't have the mindset, if you don't have the strong will, the self-esteem, the extreme ownership, you're going to find yourself bumping into a business problem and you're going to quit. I'm talking about bulletproofing your foundation to make it happen. That's why this course is taught on Tuesdays and Sundays, but it's taught 1 hour and 15 minutes after the BizAc. So you can go from one course, bam, to the next one. It overlaps 2 weeks, and then you'll have us on the Life Accelerator afterwards. This course complements the Business Accelerator. Pull the trigger. This is something that's going to change your life. This is why this course will fill up by tonight. So people are pulling the trigger now because they see what's happening. Who's that?
Vladislav.
Vladislav. Okay, I wonder where he's from. What's that? Is that
Riggenbach. So,
Riggenbach. Okay.
Name.
Interesting. Vladislav, tell us what city you're from. Again, folks, this is an international crowd. You do not have to be in London. We've had people graduate all across the globe. I've graduated a 14-year-old from Hawaii, right, who built a business during the Business Accelerator. I've graduated an 84-year-old man who's an American living in Brazil, right? We have an incredible group. What's the constant of all those people? They're high-performance people that are building new lives and new businesses, and that's what we do. And they're not letting fear get to them. Don't let this last act of procrastination kill the one chance that you have to change your life. I believe life all comes down to a few moments. If you think that's true, please type yes. This is a moment. You're here on this call. Out of the 7 billion people in the world, you're one of the people that are actually on this call. I'm presenting this opportunity. I will change the course of your life. I will. This will literally change the course of your life. It will get rid of those lousy habits you can't shake. It will instill new habits. That will attract new high energy people in your life, high performance mentors, employers, clients, boyfriends, girlfriends, great people. This will change your life. Imagine going to the end of your life. They always say that hell is meeting the person at the very last day of your life that you could have become. Think about that. You could meet the person that you could have become. So you go right to your death and you look at your life and you had a mediocre life, you know, you had that job, you kind of were on the couch a lot, you watched a lot of TV, you did a couple things that were okay, you had a couple of good relationships, you made a couple vacations. And the day before you die, you meet the person you could have become. The one with 3 New York Times best-selling books, the one that traveled the world, the one that has 8 grandkids, the one that has houses around the world, that was an influencer, that was a change maker, maybe a Nobel Peace Prize winner. That could be you. You're literally one decision away from doing that. This is probably the closest you'll be to making a change. It's not going to happen with a podcast, with a book. It's not going to happen with someone you meet on public transportation. This course can literally change your life because of the accountability. I'm going to make you do the things that you don't want to do. Yeah? Juicing, exercising, cutting out those bad habits, affirmations, movement practice, in order to become the person you want to be. That's what this is all about. This is what we do here, right?
Rob Fanning.
Rob Fanning pulling the trigger here because he knows this is the chance to change your life. And again, this isn't going to come around very often. There's no next time. I'm not going to show you this offer tomorrow. You also get the bonuses. Chris Eubank on Obsession. You get Philip McKernan, your relationship with money. You pay in full. You get Dan Pena live at the Ritz. You get me, right? 12 live calls. You get 6 different video modules. You get workshops. You get me in the accountability group. This is the time for action, right? This is the time to pull the trigger, and that's really what I'm talking about. To lock your spot in tonight, I need you to pull the trigger on the payment plan. That's $197. That gets you access to everything because I have to know that you're serious about this. Otherwise, you're going to show up to these calls, and the first moment of resistance, you're going to stop. And I don't honestly want to waste my time. My time is extremely valuable. I hang out with people like Ido Portal and Dorian Yates and Dan Pena. I'm building a $10, $20 million business, right? I'm traveling around the world making documentary films. If I'm going to spend an hour with you twice a week, I need to know you're invested. That's what this is about, pay price to actions. I want people that are hungry in this course. That's how I'm going to produce results. I am like the last chance saloon. When you're heading out of town, I'm like the last chance saloon before your life goes into a spiral of a mess. I'm the last guy that can help you. I'm here. I've got an amazing group of team leaders that are former graduates. I've got the roadmap. I've got the accountability process, and I will go with you every step of the way until I guarantee results. That's what I'm offering you. The smart people see value here. That's why they're pulling the trigger. What's keeping you back? Literally, it's a credit card, pull the trigger. Money comes and goes. I bet you don't remember the $197 you spent 5 and 10 years ago. This will change the course of your life. Who is that?
That's Irma Espinoza, who's also part of the tribe.
Okay, Irma Espinoza, she's also part of our tribe, which is our community group. This is absolutely amazing. She just pulled the trigger. Irma, you've just changed your life. That's the thing. This course has the chance to 10x your life. I can't think of anything else that does. In your normal everyday life, you're going to watch what? A TV program. Listen to a podcast. Look, I love podcasts. I run one. But a podcast episode doesn't change your life. You have to pull the trigger. You have to pay price to action. You have to invest in yourself and try something new that's going to hold you accountable to new habits. That's what this does. Nothing else in your life is going to do that. It really isn't. I've had people that take a weekend course, right? A real estate course or a movement course. It's great. 2 days, everything's great. Guess what? They get back to their life, nothing changes. I'm talking about accountability with a group of 150 high performers. Then I'm talking about 12 months of regular calls and accountability after that. That's enough to give you the momentum to change your life. This is the time, folks. I'm closing this call out very shortly. You're going to lose your chance to lock this spot in. You're going to lose all of these bonuses. This is the time to do it. And again, if you're watching me right now alone in a room, you're probably someone that's been following London Real for a little while. You've seen the transformation I made because I've been there, folks. I've been lonely, depressed, alcoholic, not knowing what to do, with nobody to help me. I've figured out how to get to the next level. You're here for a reason. The universe conspired to get you watching me right now, which means I'm offering you this opportunity. Now, you can do your normal default mode, which is to procrastinate, right? That's why you're on this webinar, because you procrastinate a lot, right? This is the time to pull the trigger. I'm giving you the payment plan, $197. I'm giving you everything, but you must take the step. You must cross the divide on your own. And that shows me that you're in, and I'm going to go all in for you. It's simple. Click the link, type in your name right now, type in the address, take a big deep breath, pull out the credit card, type it in, you're in. Immediately, you're going to know it was the right decision, because what I have going for you in this group, you're immediately going to see what's up. I'm going to give you the bonuses. Dan Pena, I would guarantee your day tomorrow will probably be the best day you've had in a year, maybe even 5 years, because you know you're on the path to greatness. That's what we're talking about. Any other question? I want to talk a little bit about graduation. Again, it's not required. You can learn everything in this whole process, but if you want to come to London, we will be your host. We've got dinner on us, walking tour on us, a special event in the studio on us, lots of amazing, I don't call it networking because you're bonding with your future family, relationships, business partners, mentors. This is a little bit about what happens on graduation.
Like I was a mess, falling apart. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I pulled the trigger and signed up. I had to.
This course has just changed everything for me.
Who knows what life will look like in a year from now for each of us.
All right, London Reelers, welcome to London. Let me hear some roar here. Tonight, I'm pumped. We got the Midnight Run folks with us. We got glow sticks, we got music.
This is the first time we've ever seen each other in 3D. The first live call, and I saw all these people. It was so inspiring.
I loved being able to connect with people all over the world.
They're my family. They have become my family. We're all extensions of each other.
Everybody's helping each other. Everybody's holding each other accountable. You can do so much more than you ever thought.
Just now, like, my team asked me, how do you feel? And I said, I feel home. This is home for me.
What's beautiful about this process is if I'd had a way out, I'd have got out. But I couldn't let that lot down. I couldn't let my team down.
Do not stop, because this is just the beginning right now.
Please stay vulnerable. When you hit rock bottom, reach out. You have all the support you need. Thank you.
So I just want you to congratulate yourselves for all the hard work you put in, for making it to London, for connecting with everyone here. You know, the graduation ceremony is just such a special event. It's weird because you'll get to know these people so much. You'll like actually become closer to them than some of your friends and family. I know it sounds weird, but at London Real Academy, we developed like our own proprietary method of accountability, of bonding, of relationships, of long-term futures with an incredible group of peers. People came and were like hugging each other. They'd never met before. They ended up having like some of the best times they've ever had. Some people said it was the best weekend they had in the last few years. Someone else pulling the trigger and stepping up. Who's that?
That is Tiezia.
Tiezia, who's on our Business Accelerator. She can tell you what it's like on the inside. That's probably why she rejoined, is because the group of people in there are absolutely amazing. I can't even take credit because they're London Reelers, but they're there to take you to the next level. The graduation is so much fun. We usually do a physical event. We got something at the London Real Studios. I do interviews here in the studios in the leather chair, which you can have if you upgrade to premium. We have a dinner here on us, an amazing time, drinks, and we have a walking tour of London. It's a really special weekend. Again, it's optional. You don't have to, and you can come to a later graduation if you can't meet it, but it's just an amazing bonus thing that we provide. Tieja's pulled the trigger, and folks, now is the time to pull the trigger because I'm winding this thing up. The bonuses go, and this thing could easily sell out tonight. At this rate, it's been crazy today. People pulling the trigger all around the world. They know that this is the foundation that will set them up for mega success. They look at high-performance people on my show, like Dorian Yates, and Ido Portal, and Dan Pena, and Jocko Willink, and they're like, Brian, I want to be like them. It starts with the habits. That's what I'm teaching. I had people here on Saturday that said, Brian, this course is too cheap. They said it's too cheap. I spent $25,000 online, and I got nothing. Your course, I got more than I've ever expected. I've got more done in my life in the past 6 or 8 weeks. I've got better relationships. I've got more of a focus. I mean, people say it's not enough. I will probably raise the price of this course very soon because I believe it really promises $20,000, $30,000 worth of value. This stuff is really priceless, but it comes down to you really pulling the trigger. So let me answer a few more questions, and then this whole offer is going to expire, and I won't be doing this again.
Lewis is asking, how many hours a week do I need to participate in this?
Great question. So how much time do we have? A lot of people say, oh, I don't have enough time. This is the time to really make it happen. I'm looking for 2 to 4 hours per week. That's what I'm looking for you. The truth is, it's not a matter of time. It's a matter of your own resistance. That's the problem. Most people live in fear, which is exactly that, F-E-A-R, false expectations appearing real. It's the phantoms that run your life, right? How many of you are too scared to end a bad relationship? How many of you are too scared to get off the sofa? How many of you are too scared to go ahead and put your ideas out in the world? Ask for that promotion. Start your business because you fear all these things that will never happen. I'm going to make sure you do it, and I'm going to show you that you've been having all these weird phantoms that have been making you play small your whole life. I know because I did it for a long time. That's what's holding you back, not the time. 2 to 4 hours a week, and I'm going to give you back an extra 10 hours a week on the low media diet, which we do in week 1. You will find yourself the most productive. You'll have more energy. You'll be eating the right foods. You're going to be moving every day. You're going to be losing weight. Great relationships. Great. I'm telling you. I mean, honestly, if you haven't pulled the trigger right now, look yourself in the mirror and say, am I going to be this same person in 20 years? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Trust the process. Trust London Real. You know, if you've ever seen any of our reviews on YouTube, there's hundreds of them talking about the students that are successful. I need 2 to 4 hours a week, and I will make you successful.
Yasser says he feels way too lazy. He's already spent 300 euros on online courses, hasn't bothered finishing any of them. Will this help give him the slap in the face that he needs?
You know, Yasser, I'm gonna reach my hand through the Zoom software and slap you right in the face. I mean, once you see what we do, you'll realize there's nothing out there. And you know what? I can't take responsibility for all the money you wasted online. I literally have had people in my studio that have spent $100,000 and said, Brian, I wish I would have spent $100,000 with you because this course is so incredibly effective. Other people sell videos they hope you watch. Honestly, they don't care. For me, this is a London Real legacy. I'm here for 100 years. I'm not here for a year or 10 years. I want to build a satisfied customer. I want you to go tell your friends that this thing changed the course of your life. That's why we have accountability. I take it personally when you don't do what I say for you to do. I take it personally when you don't follow my diet and my movement patterns and all my GTD mindset. So I'm going to get in there and I'm going to shame you until you get it done. And trust me, when the rest of the group is like, buddy, what's the problem? When I've got a grandma in Phoenix or a teenager in Kuala Lumpur that are doing the work and you're saying you can't, trust me, you're going to get your act together and you're going to get things done. And it happens all the time.
Okay, we have Johan is asking, let me just find the question.
Okay.
I don't have a credit card. Can I use a debit card? Yes.
Yeah, great question. You can use a debit card. You can use PayPal. You can use anything it takes to lock it in, but just try to get that one price point right there. All right. I want to play for you just a few other testimonial videos of some of the thoughts of some of my community. This is an amazing group of people, and they can tell you more about the accountability on our courses.
Whilst I knew that it was kind of on the list of things to do in the given week, there was a message that came out that said, right, you've got 3 hours to do it before a call, otherwise you're in trouble, sort of thing. So yeah, that was just really forced me into it. Big resistance, overcame it, but yeah, I was just like overwhelmed with the really positive response I had from everybody. So really glad I did it, but it was tough.
It was tough, but it was, no, that was really the reason why I signed up for it, because I knew that it was going to be held accountable. Because, as I say, I could have put a podcast out myself, but 8 weeks ago, if I had not done this, I would not have a podcast. Even though I know how to do it, I wouldn't have done it.
You get vulnerable, you talk about real things, you have to overcome resistance, you have to take ownership. So I think that's the biggest lesson I learned. I myself, I am responsible for everything that happens in my life, and I hadn't had that before. And I think that that's a really, really big step forward. So yeah, probably I'm not, or I see challenges or I see fear now as a way to grow.
I honestly recommend this. It's been a great experience. Occasionally it was really tough, to be honest, and like I said, I was tired and I got almost a little bit mad about you sending those messages, resistance and extreme ownership. Like, who is this guy telling me this stuff? But you were right, and I'm glad. Maybe it's because I'm an ex-athlete or a player. Sometimes I need a coach to push me further, so it was good for me. It helped me out a lot. Your messages, you're tough, man. Those messages, but they really did help me out.
And the accountability is going to continue, and that's another thing that I love about this. You know, it's not just, right, 2 months, done, see you later. It's like, no. We're going to keep you accountable. You're not just going to do 6, 8 episodes and then let it slide. You know, you're going to keep publishing. You're going to fulfill the vision that you had for this right at the beginning. So that for me is really important.
And so those are a few words about the accountability in our program. And again, it's a term that a lot of you aren't familiar with, especially Yasser, who had spent a lot of time and money online, is that you buy something and they say, oh, watch it at your own leisure. Watch these videos whenever you have the time over the next 6 months. You know what? I believe that's a bunch of BS. I think you have to have a specific timeline to get things done. And if you don't get it done, you have to have a repercussion. That's accountability. And that is the signature of the London Real Academy. That's why you have people like Tieja in our Business Accelerator that come back and buy another course, because she is seeing herself do things she never thought possible. At this point, she's already built a landing page, done 10 video vlogs, done her social media, and is about to sell product and earn revenues with her online webinar. That might have taken her 2 years to do on her own. With our accountability, she's doing it, you know, in 4 weeks. That's what we offer here. That's the missing ingredient that doesn't exist online. The reason I don't sell digital courses is because I believe in my name and my brand, and I think it's just nonsense. And that's why if you join this course, I will make sure you get across the goal line, whether it's kicking and screaming if I have to, because I'm going to make you... Who's that?
That is Minnie.
Minnie just pulled the trigger. Congratulations, Minnie. I love that. I mean, where she's from? Or sometimes those cards show it or not. But Minnie, you just pulled the trigger. Minnie, you're unlike, you know, the other 200 people on this call that are still, I don't know, looking around like tourists, like looking for a sign, like a flash of lightning. The truth is that it's all there,
Canada.
right? Canada. What's up, Minnie from Canada? The truth is it's all there. You know London Real, we've been around for 7 years. I've spoken with 500 of the most high-performance people in the world. I've built a multi-million-dollar business. I just finished the Ironman, for God's sakes, right? Come on, folks, work with me. I can teach you how to be a high-performance person. It's obvious. I've got the accountability. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, right? It's right now. I'll give you the bonuses if you pull the trigger. There's a money-back guarantee. There's no financial risk. What is a good reason not to do it? I can't think of a single one. Minnie pulled the trigger. The rest of you have that opportunity right now. All you have to do is click the link, type in your first and last name, put in 16 digits on a card, and trust me in the process. If for any reason you're not 100% fully satisfied with a complete life change, you can have your money back. I know I will change you because I've done this with over 1,000 people. That's what we're talking about right now. And again, as I was saying before Minnie got the gong, I get you to do the things you don't want to do in order to become the successful person you want to be. Look at your heroes like Conor McGregor of the UFC, right? Or presidents of countries, or movie stars in Infinity Wars, or great people that you look up to, great writers. What did they do? They took risk, right? They took risk and they prevailed. That's why you look up to them. So why do you live your life any differently? If you want to be like your heroes, what do you have to do? You have to pull the trigger and take risks. You know what Dan Pena always tells me? He says, high-performance people make decisions based on imperfect information. Or as Dan would say, don't spreadsheet it to death. Again, don't overthink this decision. Sure, you can go to YouTube right now and watch the interviews with 250 accelerator graduates that will tell you this changed their life. You can go into a spreadsheet and check everything. You can go in there and research everything I'm going to teach you about your diet. You can do all of this, right? By the time you're done doing that, guess what happens? All the other high-performance people have pulled the trigger, executed, and taken your job, taken your relationships, taken your book deal, taken all of that from you. High performance people make decisions based on imperfect information. They watch this, they say, okay, London Real, yeah, I know that show. It's awesome. Brian Rose, I've seen your journey. Yeah, you're pulling the trigger. You just did the Ironman. Wow, you've got all these people that love your course. Look, 6 weeks, module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks pretty awesome to me. I'm in. That's what a high performance person does. I invest in myself all the time. $2,000, $10,000. Let me see. Will it help my life? Will it save me time and give me a small % chance of becoming better? I'm in. I invest in myself every single day. And there's another person who just invested in themselves. It's the best investment you can make. Who's that?
Helena in the US.
Helena pulling the trigger. Your life just changed. So now, Helena, you're going to get an email. You're going to be invited into the private Facebook group. This is a group full of trigger pullers, not tourists, right? These are people that have literally paid price to action. You're going to do an intro video. I'm going to send you module 1. If you paid in full, you get Dan Pena Success Secrets. Dan Pena Live at the Ritz. You get Phil McKernan. You get the bonus modules. You get access to module 1. This is where it all happens. And so finally, just want to say something. High performance people, they make decisions based on imperfect information. You got to trust your gut. Don't research this to death. If it feels like the right thing to do, do it. You know, it's really funny. There's been a lot of people investing in cryptocurrencies lately, right? People said, Brian, you're from MIT. You understand the blockchain. You've had people like Andreas Antonopoulos on your show that understand Bitcoin. Yeah, I've had those people on my show. Brian, you know how to invest in stocks and bonds and property. Yeah, I know how to do that. How to invest in currency and commodities. I know all of that stuff. What's the best investment, though? Is it cryptocurrency? Is it Litecoin? Is it Ethereum? No. It's yourself. That's who you should invest in. Your first $100,000 of any free income should go to yourself. I invested, what was it, $60,000 in my education. After that, I paid anything I could get. I paid for high-performance courses. I paid for seminars. I paid for anything to get me to the next level. And look what it did. It got me to start my own business, to have a hugely profitable career in the city, all because I invested in myself. I never said, oh, how many hours a week is it going to be? I never said, oh, $2,000 is a lot of money. I thought, well, if that can get me $1 million, then I'll find a way to get that money. If it get me a 50 times return on my money, I'll find a way. And, you know, I always remember John McMahon was a student 14 months ago, pulled the trigger. At the time, he's like, Brian, I don't have this money, but I know that you're going to make me a better person. I just had dinner with him in Chattanooga, Tennessee. He hosted a whole vegan dinner for me and John Joseph. And he said, Brian, I just did a $1.6 million launch. I just created my own video series about me getting over diabetes. It's called I Thrive. He just went plant-based himself. He said, you're the reason, Brian. He said, because of the community that you put together in London Real Academy. And it's true. One of his fellow graduates, they started the company together. They did it on a graduation weekend here in London. It was at 3 in the morning. They were at some dodgy kebab shop in King's Cross, and they said, hey, let's start a company together. That $1 million idea was born because he pulled the trigger on this course. And so that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I'm closing the offer out now. So if you want to pull the trigger, you can join the course. Chris Eubank on Obsession, Phil McKernan, your relationship with money. If you want to lock your spot in, because when this class is full, I close it down. If you want to lock your spot in, now is the time to pull the trigger. You can click right now and to go into Zoom and ask me some questions, and I want to answer them for you. And come join me. It's going to be a lot of fun. You'll see how it works, and I can find a little bit more about you. But if there's not any more questions, I just want to finish on one final thought.
Let's go for
it. Cool. So look, first of all, I just want to say thank you. You know, you spent the last couple hours with me here, and of course, I get to see this medal here. To be honest, I don't really wear this around on the streets. I've actually put this away in my drawer. I'm not a big fan of constantly celebrating my wins, and the reason is for one reason, is that this is old news, to be honest. A lot of people are coming up to me saying, Brian, I can't believe you did the Ironman, 47 years old, on a plant-based diet. You had never swam before or cycled or run any kind of distance. You went and competed with badasses. You got kicked in the face in an open water swim. You went on one of the hottest days of the year and pushed through this thing and got it done. And they're like, congratulations. And I'm like, thanks. But guess what? I'm a high-performance person now. So I've already got 10 more goals that I want to accomplish this year. And guess what? They're a lot bigger than this Ironman. And guess what else? I surround myself with high-performance people. They come into my studio every day, and they're part of my peer group because I've gotten rid of all the negative energy in my life, which is what I teach you to do in Module 5. I've got a movement practice that I do every single day. Today I was breakdancing about 3 hours ago, Module 4. After that, I came here and had a vegan plant-based meal that made me feel amazing. That's module 3. I looked at my goals for the rest of the year, and I looked at my next action steps. I actually captured ideas while I was breakdancing about my new book, about the new accelerator, about something I want to do for my inner circle. That's module 2. And in module 1, I did my low media diet for the day. I don't waste time watching Netflix. I do my affirmations every morning, module 1. I have a gratitude practice that thanks everybody in my life. All of these things I do every day, which sets this up to be my greatest year ever. And guess what? The last 4 years have been my greatest year ever. If you want to have the greatest year ever, come hang out with someone like me. Come hang out with the 18 high performers that I'm going to teach you how to mirror. Dorian Yates, Ido Portal, Dan Pena, David Allen, Jocko Willink, the list goes on and on and on. They say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who are you hanging out with? No, seriously, who are you hanging out with? Go to your text messages right now. Seriously, go to your text messages right now and check who are the last 5 people that have texted you, because those are the people that are closest to you, right? Look at them. I'm looking at all mine. High performance, millionaire, guy with 2 million viewers on his TED Talk, a guy with 3 books that are New York Times best-selling books. Okay, a guy that's worth $100 million. This is who I'm hanging out with. Change makers, high performance people, guys that have finished 10 Ironmans, John Joseph. That's my peer group. Is that who you want to hang out with? Who are you hanging out with right now? I'm sorry, but they're probably losers, right? Are they millionaires? Are they people that are encouraging you to take risks to get to the next level? Probably not. I'm sorry. Friends and family, they probably like you how you are and don't want you to pull the trigger. I'm talking about hanging out with people like me, people like my guests, about high performance people that are going to take their lives to the next level. So this is the opportunity, londonreal.tv/life. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's a $20,000 or a $30,000 program of value available for yours right now. You can lock it in for $197 or full pay, whatever you want to do. It's happening right now. And so that's it. I want to leave you with this opportunity, and I just want to say, if you're there right now alone in that room watching me, if you've been following London Real for a long time, if you want to just get closer and adopt those habits that Brian Rose happens, that's what you want to do right now. I'm ready for you, all right? I'm ready to give you the opportunity to do it. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to welcome you into the London Real family. I can't wait for you to fly to London. Come meet me on Friday night, see London Real World headquarters. You can see the buildings downtown. You can come on our roof deck, and I'm going to teach you how to take your life to the next level. You can sit in the leather chair and have an interview with me, and you could say, Brian, I was one of those people that I just couldn't pull the trigger. I knew I needed to. I knew this is probably the only opportunity I'd have all year to change my life, and I'm so glad I did it, and I'm so glad to see you, and you're now one of my mentors and one of my friends. That could be you. This is the opportunity. Pull the trigger. Take the next step. Click on the link, put your name in, put the credit card details. Trust me, trust the process. I guarantee you will get results. It'll be one of the greatest days of your life. You'll feel energized right away. You'll meet an amazing community, and you'll take your life on a new course, a course of greatness, of high performance, of passion, of success, of purpose, of everything. So there you go. Bounce to the call right now. I'm going to jump on this iPad right now. I'm going to talk to you in person, londonreal.tv/Zoom. And for the people that want to just stay here for a bit, here's a video that tells you a little bit more about the Life Accelerator. Thank you so much. All the best.
Think back to when you were a child, how happy, excited, and alive you felt. Like all kids, you had a spark of life that radiated from you. Is it still there? If it's been smothered over time, this video will show you how to get it back. The unfortunate truth is most of us lose this fire, and we slowly drift into a life of mediocrity. A job that's just okay. A body that you keep telling yourself you'll fix, and a nagging sense that you're not living according to your life's purpose. You feel like there must be more, but somehow you keep falling short of your expectations, goals, and dreams. Well, what if there was a way to rekindle that life inside you? To get your swagger back, to feel confident, charged up, and alive, and finally become the passionate, high-achieving badass you know you can be. It can be done. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how. I'm Brian Rose, founder and host of London Real. Each week, I'm lucky enough to meet and interview some of the most fascinating people on the planet who are already living their dream lives. And guess what? They are no different to you or me. They're not superhuman, but there's one thing they get right: their habits. The only thing that makes a best-selling author or a billionaire investor or an Olympic champion is they have habits to keep them on track. The truth is, there are no extraordinary people, only extraordinary habits. Are your habits allowing you to live an inspiring life? So many of us dream of building a better lives for ourselves. The crazy thing is, we pretty much know how to do it. A healthy diet, strong relationships, and unstoppable mindset. And there are all kinds of resources we can use to get there. But no matter how many self-help books we read, not much changes. If anything, we feel worse. We beat ourselves up for learning all this stuff, but not using it. But the problem isn't you. Believe it or not, it's not because you lack focus, desire, or you're broken. It's your environment. Think about the last time you decided to make a big life change. Maybe it was to get in shape, meditate, start a business, whatever it was. You probably tried adopting a good habit. But who was there to make sure you stuck with it? Who kept you accountable? Who called you on your excuses? Who pushed you farther than you thought you could go by believing in you? Most people don't have anyone like that. No coach, no mentor, no community. It's no wonder you couldn't stick with it. You were set up to fail from the beginning. Motivation and willpower isn't enough to keep most people going. If you want to make serious life change, remember this. Changing your life starts by changing your environment. That means first knowing what habits are best for you personally. Then having an environment in place that makes it easy to adopt those winning habits. Only then can you see real, lasting change. Today, I'll show you a way to create that environment so you can eliminate procrastination from your life, master your health, mind, body, and relationships, and finally start living up to your full potential. Today, I'm going to offer you the proven blueprint for becoming the best version of yourself. You'll see how to take the practices you tell yourself you should be doing and make them a part of you. Even if you procrastinate, even if you have low motivation, even if you feel lost, frustrated, and don't know what to do with your life. Here is your chance to make this the year you finally stop daydreaming about the life you want and start making it a reality. I'm extremely excited to introduce our Life Accelerator, the groundbreaking mentorship program where I arm you with the high-performance habits practiced by the very best in the world. You'll learn the top 18 success secrets from London Real's most inspiring guests. They'll help you master your relationships, career, mindset, health, and impact. This is all stuff I do regularly and swear by. Best of all, my senior coaches and I will be with you every step of the way. We will get on the phone with you multiple times a week and hold you accountable and keep you moving forward no matter what. You'll even have a small, intimate group of incredible people in the program with you. London Realers dedicated to becoming the best versions of themselves. We'll all adopt these practices together, support each other, and have a hell of a good time doing it. I will teach you how to reprogram yourself so that your success becomes inevitable and you finally start living a life of action and purpose. You will engineer your own success by learning how to master your emotions and thoughts, build your confidence and motivation, upgrade your nutrition, health, and energy, beef up your fitness or movement practice, connect deeper with your inner circle, create a compelling future game plan, and crush your goals. I will give you the tools practiced by the world's top performers, which, combined with our No Man or Woman Left Behind accountability system, will transform your life over the course of the next 6 weeks. But I should warn you, this course requires a break from your old habits. Joining us means you will take massive action. You will not just passively watch content. You will step out of your comfort zone and accomplish incredible things. For 6 years, I've learned hundreds of success habits from the greatest minds on London Real, and I've tried them all. Some were tough to stick with, or didn't lead to drastic change. For this course, we only focused on the few that made the biggest impact. What we put inside the Life Accelerator course is the best of the best, the creme de la creme, all condensed into one action-packed accountability course. I'll walk you through them all in a moment, but first, it's important you understand how profound mastering just one of these can be. Here's a quick example from my own life. You see, I spent years telling myself I should meditate. At first, I just thought it would help me calm my mind. But once I started doing it, something incredible happened. I started getting in touch with my emotions again. I became an observer of my mind and learned how to master my thoughts. On a subconscious level, I realized that my money is everything philosophy, developed in the banking world, was no longer serving me. 3 months later, I walked into work and resigned my position of 10 years. I walked out of the building in a state of shock, not knowing what would come next or where my life would lead me. That change gave my mind time to breathe, and 6 months later, I would start a brand new journey and broadcast my first episode of London Real. Over the next 5 years, I would sit down for over 1,000 hours with the greatest minds in the world. I learned so much from these people, and their ideas started rubbing off on me. I talked to top athletes and started taking my eating behavior seriously. A few counterintuitive tweaks to my diet made my energy levels shoot up. Guys like Jocko Willink instilled the idea of taking extreme ownership, and that I alone was responsible for all the outcomes in my life. He taught me to stop making excuses and just get it done. People like Ido Portal taught me how to move again. I adopted a new movement practice and felt 10 years younger. Not only that, all of a sudden I started waking up feeling refreshed with a clear mind. Most importantly, I was providing value to others. Instead of waking up and thinking about how much value I can extract from the world, I put all my energy into pumping as much value into the world. Now I understood what it took to be successful and enjoy the good life too. All because I started taking on the right habits. Does that sound like a life you want to live? Then I have good news for you. It is possible, and I will show you how. Here's a deeper breakdown of everything you get in the Life Accelerator course. Module 1, Master the Mind. You will start by learning how to understand and trust your intuition. I will show you how to deep dive into yourself using the practice that sparked London Real, meditation. Next, we will explore the profound impact gratitude had on my life and how you can practice it using a simple tool. Lastly, you will clear your head by going on a low media diet. This not only clears your head, it clears your schedule. It can free up a ton of time. You'll be amazed how many hours open up every week when you don't get sucked into useless distractions. This will set you up for week 2, where I will show you how I brought London Real to the next level by taking control of my mindset, and how you can do the same with your life. Module 2, Hone Your Mindset. Now you are going to prepare yourself for peak performance. You will not just set goals, but actually attain them by learning how to fearlessly execute like Dan Pena using affirmations. We will delve into the psychology of procrastination and how to conquer it using the GTD mindset, a technique our entire team uses for getting things done fast. Finally, I go deep on how extreme ownership impacted my life and changed the course of London Real, and how you can implement it for maximum results. Module 3, You Are What You Eat. In this module, we're going to focus on habits, not diets. The goal of this module is to spot toxic eating behavior, introduce new healthy changes, and transform them into lasting habits. Your energy levels will soar. And many members lose 15 pounds or more, and this isn't even a weight loss course. If you want to get fit and like what you see when you look in the mirror, diet is key. It's even more important than exercise if you want to look great. Module 4, Move or Die. Movement is essential when it comes to happiness, creativity, and longevity. Sometimes we suffer from a bad day, a negative state of mind, or even depression. The way to clear out your head, oddly enough, is by getting out of your head. Therefore, this week will be all about finding a movement practice that fits your lifestyle. Then, you'll learn how to handle any situation on demand by mastering your breathing. Oh, and we're going to be doing an active meditation worldwide workout on our live call together. This can help you melt away stress and fear and instantly step you into a calm yet alive state. Are you in? Module 5, Strengthen your inner circle. If one of my top 3 relationships are not doing well, I am not doing well. I believe we all crave some form of deep connection inside, but many of us take our loved ones for granted, when actually they're our biggest source of happiness, energy, and fulfillment. That is why we're dedicating a whole week to exploring our relationships. You will learn how to connect on a deeper level than ever before. You will also practice forgiveness, which I guarantee by the end of the week will create surprising results for you.
Module 6, Supercharge your sleep. Here, I will teach you how to bulletproof your sleep environment and start your day energized. Next, you'll learn the rituals, practices, and mindset for guaranteed rejuvenating sleep. And finally, I'll teach you how to fall asleep quicker and easier using ancient Buddhist techniques. Module 7, Plan your winning future.
This is it. We've arrived at the last module, but this is only the start of your new life of achievement and purpose. Here, you revisit your learnings, pick the concepts that work for you, and set up a 12-month roadmap in the same way Dorian Yates meticulously planned his Mr. Olympia victories. Next, I will introduce you to the Stoic thinking that changed my life and how you can use it to take your future to the next level. Finally, I share why I started London Real, the biggest reason it's so successful, and how you can apply the same mindset to your life. You will get lifetime access to all of these modules, so anytime you fall behind, you can go back and check out these lessons. And that's not all. To guarantee results, I'm introducing the Leave No Man or Woman Behind Accountability Protocol. Imagine what it'd be like if you were surrounded by a group of brothers and sisters who literally will not let you fail. We've created a 3-tiered accountability protocol to install the safety net and scaffolding that guarantees you don't slip up while implementing the program. Here's what it includes. Real accountability number 1, live video calls. I'll get on the video call with you and the rest of the Life Accelerator community every week throughout the course. There, I'll help you through that week's material and make sure you're not falling behind. All calls are recorded, so if you can't make one, no problem. You can catch up the next day. You'll also have your own mini mastermind group during that time. These are small group calls led by one of my hand-selected coaches. They're a great place to ask questions and get feedback. They'll also hold your feet to the fire and make sure you get stuff done. After the 6 weeks are through, you'll continue doing monthly mastermind calls with your small group, minus the coach, for the next 12 months, so you can support each other through your entire journey. Real accountability number 2, private Facebook group. Here, you will post your picture and video assignments and connect with the rest of the class in real time in order to stay inspired and accountable. You'll also have the chance to get feedback, ask questions, pitch ideas, and network. My team and I will even be in there, mixing it up to give you extra guidance and one-on-one support. If nothing else, it'll help make the journey a ton of fun. Real accountability, number 3, 24/7 email support. Consider this your bat line. Anytime you feel yourself losing traction, hit us up and my team and I will make sure you get through any hurdles or obstacles that threaten your success in the program. To finish it off, I'm also inviting you to a 2-day graduation event right here in London. Join me for 2 days of learning and celebration in London to meet your classmates, including drinks at London Real Studios, a celebration dinner on Saturday night, active meditation in Hampstead Heath, and a walking tour of London with the team. This event is optional. You don't need to attend in order to complete the course. This course will be massively oversubscribed, so lock in your space as soon as possible, as I will disable this page as soon as the class is full. Let me show you how it changed the lives of our Life Accelerator graduates.
You can't transform people and organizations in a meaningful way unless they've really established their identity and know that significant change is possible. And that's where the accelerator is so critical. And I don't think anybody does it better than you guys do, and I really mean that.
How many programs out there really focus on you, on really getting your mindset right, getting your internal stuff, really removing all those blockages, any hang-ups that you've had in your past, anything that you feel is holding you back. I haven't seen any program that really tackles these issues all in one, and also with a peer group that holds you accountable and very supportive.
It's different from watching a YouTube channel where you can say, well, I can come back to this anytime. No, you've paid good money for it, you've got all of this support, and you've got people holding you accountable. It actually gets done. That's the difference.
A lot of the things between all the modules and the people and the comments on Facebook and connections, that things that start to come out, fears and things that motivate us, feelings, and putting all this together in this last module and this 3-hour walk that we do at the end was tough, but made me see so many things. Pretty amazing.
You've got to explore yourself, and this will do that for you. You will explore, and you might not know what's going to come out at the end of it, but you will. I think you will be a better person for it.
Whatever stage you're in at life, there's always room for improvement. And so you could already have achieved, success by society's standards, but there's always room to grow. And I think this course will actually give you what you need.
I had what I term in our programs residual reluctance, that little bit that was just holding you back from going 100%. And having watched you over the years, I had the sense that, this experience would release that. And in fact, it did.
Now, I won't promise I can solve all of the challenges in your life. I am teaching you a specific set of high-performance habits, and they will take time to master, implement, and assimilate. But without these specific tools, the likelihood of you ever affecting real change is low. I know, because I tried to go it alone, and it's nearly impossible. How many books, blogs, and podcasts have you consumed trying to figure this out? And where did it get you? The truth is, very few people have the entire blueprint of knowledge that addresses all aspects of your life. But because of the breadth of guests I've had in this studio for the past 6 years, we do. This course is built on 3 pillars: mentorship, accountability, and feedback. After graduating over 500 students from our accelerator programs, we understand how to make people accountable. Through our trademark Keynote Workshop live call system and accountability documents, we make sure you effect the necessary changes in your life. And what can I say? Our results speak for themselves. Throughout this process, you will be mentored by myself and our team leaders to make sure you are on the right path. We're going to be on those live calls with you. You're going to be posting your work in our private Facebook group, and you will have us constantly pushing you to be the very best and achieve results. Finally, there is feedback. The entire class, myself and your team leaders will be giving you critical advice on your mindset, your diet, your movement practice, your affirmations, your inner circle of relationships, and your roadmap for the future. So what's the minimum level of investment? You can get the entire course today for just $2,997. And if money is tight, you can spread that out. But if you pay the course in full today, you will get these 2 extra bonuses on top. Bonus number 1, Dan Pena live at the Ritz in London. This is a value of $1,997. Watch the $50 billion man and high-performance executive Dan Pena teach a group of elite executives the secrets of how to get comfortable taking risks, increase your emotional bank account so the financial bank account will follow, face your fears, crush your self-doubts, and just effing do it. Bonus number 2, live video goal-setting kickoff call with me. Here, I kick off your Life Accelerator experience with a video call, showing you how to adopt a winning mindset from day 1 and crush your goals, how I get things done and 3 simple tools to beat procrastination, the 5 key habits to my daily success, and how to 10x your Life Accelerator experience. We also have the premium package where you receive everything from the standard package plus an extra one-on-one video call with me, my private email and Facebook chat for course advice, and the big one, you get to smell the leather with your own one-on-one interview at London Real Studios, sitting in the chair opposite me. And lastly, for people who want to go all in, I'm offering the Inner Circle package where I will personally mentor you for 6 months after the course is complete. Not only that, you will get access to my Inner Circle, an exclusive group of driven entrepreneurs who are hungry to make a change and take their lives to the next level. As I said before, this course will be massively oversubscribed, and we only have a limited number of spaces. So it's super important that you act immediately and lock your spot in now. And finally, if you're here watching me right now in front of your computer, you're probably one of those people who wants to build the best version of themselves. You're tired of coming up short in life, time and time again, and you want to figure out how to win. You're sick of toxic relationships, unhealthy eating habits, and bad energy infecting your life. And you no longer want to let procrastination and self-doubt stop you from becoming a high-performance person. I know what that's like because I've been there before. And I know our Life Accelerator can help you solve this huge problem. I would love to personally mentor you. I would love to see you on these live calls, and I would love to celebrate with you here in the studio at the end of the course. I can't wait to witness your new energy, your new body, and your new winning perspective and outlook on life. Most of all, I can't wait to watch you come alive, to see you reclaim that light that once burned so bright. For most people, this happens around week 3 because they see they can do this. That's when you feel that new sense of power and control over your life. You feel that fire and you know you can keep it burning. The people around see that spark too. They feel lit up being around you, inspired to take control of their own lives and become the best versions of themselves. You'll make the world a better place simply by being more you. And finally, let your true self shine through. So join us and change your life. Click the button, lock in your spot, and I'll see you on the inside.